guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Most recently, you are up here in the mountains of Shu, literally inside the mountains of Shu, as you have come to the area around the city of Lostmoor and have delved into a cave as you search for a bounding shard to raise a sky island back into the sky. After going through a cave filled with cave creatures that had tendrils and tentacles, you encountered a couple of constructs and then delved deeper through a cave containing earth elementals and have found your way into the city of Akru. As you have bypassed the fossil cryptic behind you, the city lies dead. What would you like to do, as you guys are somewhat injured?
Well, do you guys want to take a rest before we go into this long caverny thing?
I think it would be wise.
Okay.
How long do we have to wait? Because we already did the 24-hour long rest thing last long rest. So how long do we have to sit around? I mean, it doesn't matter because there's no time crunch, but
we
In a long
from what I
rest,
remember,
you would need to wait 23 hours.
yeah.
Do we really long rest that soon ago?
Yes,
We
you do.
did. We long rested for. We had waited 16 hours to be able to long rest, and we had one short rest since.
I don't mind if you guys want to long rest.
We could scout around a little bit here. Like I'm good for a little bit, but my magic results are pretty zapped.
Do we, Eric, hear or see any? Like, is there anybody near us? I don't know if we can perception check or if we did that last time.
Perception check. You did not do it last time.
Okay.
Myself, Lumi still has the cats that she summoned. She will stop concentrating on that spell and let them go away.
Okay. So with the 19, you do not hear any movement anywhere around you, other than that of the fossil cryptic that you know where it is. It is not chasing you, and you guys appear to be in a safe area, at least for now.
Okay. So I feel like if we wanted to walk around here and just look around this area for a bit, we could, or if you guys just want to rest, that's fine.
If we are resting, I can summon different familiars to go and scout the city.
Well, I don't think we know what we're doing. It's part of the problem.
Well, I look around and how is everybody physically? Are you guys pretty beaten up? Who's beaten up?
I have full HP, but I have no spell slots.
And
yeah, Tomo's very, very healthy right now.
Oh.
Breezy has a minor scratch from when she face planted, but she's fine.
What about you, Deus? And Jim Rowley? Oh, Jim Rowley's okay, right?
Jimmy Dean
I'm
looks
pretty
pretty healthy. A little bruise here and there, but nothing too worrisome.
Yeah, I've got pretty much full spell slots and almost max HP.
The only thing I would say that's above the table is, would anybody get anything from short resting that they don't already have?
I would get a couple more spell slots, but I'd be fine. Oh, I think I've also used my arcane rest feature. Well, let me see. Did I?
Yeah,
check that off? Yes.
I've used my arcane recovery, so I wouldn't get anything.
Lumi is probably the only. I think Merlot probably would get any of his warlock's spell. Lumi and Merlo would get their spell slots back if we rested, but
I haven't used
I don't
mine
think we need.
actually.
Yeah, okay. What I will
So
do, Lumi
I'm
said,
good to keep going then.
we don't need. We can keep going. She will use her last spell slot though, and she will summon some familiars this time, but she's gonna summon something different.
What are you summoning today?
Let me just double check. She will summon. She will send Gallifrey away back to the to she, and then she will summon 4 owls.
Or owls? Okay.
Yeah, so owls can see in the darkness, and they have keen hearing and sight and perception checks.
Okay.
Deus will actually also bring back Fritz. He'll
Okay.
resummon him back from the pocket dimension
Sweet.
and just have him in his bag in case there's any small nooks or crannies we can squeeze into.
Absolutely. Now, when you summon him, does he automatically appear in your bag, or does he appear outside and then go in the bag?
He reappears back in the bag. You just see the bag kind of start to shake and move around, and then he just pokes his head out.
Cool. Just asking for flavor.
Yep.
Awesome.
But
Right.
what Lumi will do is that she will command the owls to find perches around the city and tell me and hide and tell me if they see any movement or anything else to notify me so that I can see through their eyes of what they're seeing.
Okay.
So I send all 4 of them. They all fly in different directions
All right.
into Accra.
How far out do you want them to fly?
No further than a mile.
Okay. So they will all go 1 mile in different directions.
Is the place that big?
It is.
Or okay. Yeah, I think I would put some closer to. It's like looking down from where it's like if I'll tell one to stay close to us to keep to stay in a high position to keep an eye if there's anything it's coming in our direction.
Okay.
And then the other 3 I send them out into the city to kind of find areas and everything else to kind of sit down and keep an eye on what they can see. They have 120 feet dark vision.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
that's what
you only want to know about things moving, correct?
Yeah, I want to see if they find anything moving. From the 3 that went out into the city, anything that they can see moving, etc. And for the one that's watching above it, to watch over us, to kind of make sure if they see anything skulking and moving towards us or anything else, to let me know. Yeah.
Cool.
I will tell them that I will periodically check with them.
Very well.
Yeah, and that's it.
So you have some scouts out, and you have the entire city of Akru before you. What would you like to do?
Well,
I'm sure if the scouts come back, you wanna start looking at a little bit ourselves. We can always hopefully retreat back if we really need to.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
In the perception check that I rolled, Eric, would I
Yes.
have gotten an idea, a direction that looks, I guess, interesting to head or something, or do they all just look identical?
Based off, well, not identical, but it's like standing at a street corner. The moment you're on what is ostensibly near the outskirts of the city, you can go deeper into the skitty. You can go. That's My dyslexia.
Deeper into the city.
Yes, but you can either go deeper into the city, you can remain on the outskirts, you can explore up, you can explore on your level. Totally up to you. You guys have the full city at your disposal.
Cool.
You
I just didn't
have
want to say like
no-
we go left and then that be nothing.
You have no idea what the layout of the city is, and I'm not going to give you a map because that would be cheating. So
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. No, that's totally cool. I just didn't want to be like we go through this tunnel and it just like loops back to where we just were.
well, when I do that, don't ask Jim or Sweet Dog or Jim or Mike about that.
I turn around and say, well, we came here for a reason. We're looking for bounding shards. Should we use some of the scrolls that were given to us by Dr. Doji to locate those shards?
No, may not be a bad idea to use one right now.
Well, yeah, we should. We should probably get closer to the center of the city. That's probably where the bounding stones are, right?
Most likely, yeah.
I'm not sure. I think could
'Cause
be.
Locate object has a pretty limited range.
Okay. Let's just keep going then. I guess.
Well, yeah. Let's just poke around. This is a place that hasn't been explored in 2,000 years. You know what? She's still excited. She made a bunch of rock friends, and she avoided the big scary monster. Things are turning up breezy. So she is going to start running ahead
I'll follow.
to explore. She's just going to be soaking up everything that she's seeing.
Okay.
I assume that we're just running the like straight from where we came down then, Breezy.
I mean, I don't. We haven't really been given like a direction or anything. Like, she's just running ahead into the ruins.
Okay.
Okay.
Into the building. Okay.
Or at least
with a notebook.
Well, at least up to it. Like she's running up to it because she's interested in the architecture, because if they could fly, they wouldn't have stairs.
Right.
So she's gonna like see if there's that, because like, oh, what if there's something interesting on the second or third floor, and we can't get there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, yeah.
As you come up to the building, you can see that there are steps going up into it, but as far as outside access to a second story, you don't see any way to get up there. You look into the building. Do you have dark vision?
No, I do not. And I believe my mending stone is still busted. We haven't.
Yeah, it is still busted.
Do you have it? I don't know.
Not my mending stone. My drift globe. Jeez.
Yeah, the drift globe.
Whew.
I'm with them as well. I will kind of look into the building, not walking into it, but kind of,
Once
seeing.
Deus realizes that it's dark and he can't see, he's gonna scratch Fritz's chin and turn his lights on.
Okay. Cool. As you illuminate the area, it's bright and a little spooky how bright these things reflect. Should this have been out in the daylight, this would have been a shining beacon in the sky.
The city, or the stones
the city
and stuff.
itself. Because all the stones reflect the light exceedingly well.
Lumi will look for one of these stones, and she's going to pocket a small one of them.
Okay. Merlot?
And you said that these are the only stairs, right? Like there were none actually going up to the next levels?
Correct.
Okay, then I'm going to use my Blessing of Imkale and teleport to the highest floor I can. I don't know how tall the ceilings are, if that's like...
They're 20 feet ceiling, so you make it up to the second floor.
I will gently float towards him.
Okay.
And just watch where he lands.
Sure.
What do you see up there?
What do I see?
Up here, you look around, and there's debris, decay, some rubble in the room, but you also see bed frames, old, rusted, and nearly non-existent, but still there. you see what at one point may have been a mattress, but after 1,000 years has decayed into a smear of dust in the bed frame itself. Off to the side, there's a wooden table. It is still intact, but it's very, very old. Over on the
It
far
looks
side,
like-
there's a counter with cabinets. The cabinets are all open and empty.
Okay.
I mean, they would.
I
Have...
go ahead.
No, please go on.
And the table didn't have any drawers or anything, right? Like,
No, it's
to look
just
in?
a coffee table.
cool.
You can roll an investigation to check it, but there is nothing special about the table other than it is an oval table with a nice little cloud relief on the legs that are hand carved in.
Okay, that's cool. I don't need to. My investigation's very poor, anyways. So.
Lumi will. So I take care. I'm just going to go downstairs again, and she'll fly towards to you, Tomo. And she'll ask you whether she could sit on your shoulder for a minute. I'm gonna check on the house.
What are the chances, Eric, given this how this is, that we could like climb to another floor?
You can certainly
Is that
try.
possible, or is that like a check?
Oh, it's absolutely possible. Anything's possible. The question is, do you succeed or not? So, would you like to go to the edge here and try to climb up to the next floor?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a rope, a grappling hook, or are you simply going to try to climb the stonework?
So I have a rope, and then could I use my mage hand to like tie it up here so I can kind of like climb with the rope?
Interesting. Okay. So you're going to try to use the mage hand to tie the rope to something. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool use.
Lumi looking at what he's doing. Oh, she just the moment somebody puts their finger up and they're gonna speak.
Yeah.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and I'm gonna just let him
Yeah.
do this. I
Well, yeah,
understand where
yeah.
you're coming from, Lumi.
Yeah, Breezy's just watching
Yeah.
curiously.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be funny as all get out. So, Merlot, you use your mage hand to tie the rope to the next floor's pillar. You can see most of it, and as you tell the hand to go around it and bring it back, let's roll a survival check for you to tie a knot
Okay.
right after your athletics check to try to climb it.
Oh, after?
Yeah.
I rolled that first.
Go ahead and roll your athletics check because you don't know how good of a knot you tied.
Okay.
You easily climb the rope that is well tied up there, and you go up. I was going to have you roll the athletics before you tied the knot just to see if you fell or not.
Okay.
You easily climb up there, at which point, Lumi, are you following?
She looks at back at Tomo, looks at back at him. He's tied it. She will. I'll be right back, and then she flies up.
Yep. Merlot, as you have made the effort to tie the rope and climb up here, Luminostra simply flies to the next floor.
I think. Well done, she said. She's like, I think, well done. You have gotten a lot better with the climbing.
Thank you. It's taken some practice.
I see, and she nods and she looks into the room with you. We're gonna
Alright.
and while she's doing that, she's quite quietly kind of talking in a very low voice. It's like this place seems to be very vertical. We will have to find a way to help everybody. I think I have
Well,
an idea, but
can see
it
if
will
it's
take
worth-
me some time.
Let's see if it's worth having them come up. Can we look around the floor that we're now on?
Yeah,
Does it just look the
we
same?
will
or-
both
This
search.
one is significantly larger of an floor plan. The one room takes up the entirety of this floor. There, at one end, there's a large kitchen. There is a conversation pit that at one point would have looked very elegant with the large brazier that's in the center. The brazier's designed so that you can cook food on it while talking, so it's got a little bit of a grill set on there. It looks like a
Could
really
we-
nice, elegant place for people to hang out and be. What's interesting is there are perches all around.
But just looking the outside, right?
Not just looking outside, but on the inside, there are long poles mounted onto the walls about head height from Merlot.
This
Okay.
we learned that, and she says, "Oh, this is interesting." I mean, they are. We did learn that all of the people from the Sky People they have wings and they were dragon-like, perhaps. And then she stops, looks at you and me here. Even a harpy lived around here, so yeah, I'm not surprised.
Can I cast my the detect good and evil with the divine sense that I have?
Yeah. You cast
Yeah,
Divine
Lumi
Sense.
will ping on your divine sense.
Right next to you. You detect
Right
the
next to
fairy.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Neither good or evil.
as you ping around the room, you will detect the faintest hints from 1,000 years ago of celestials. Just a idea that they were here at one point in time, but have been long gone.
Is there any writing in this room?
Writing in the room, there would be some writing in the room, yes.
I will do an investigation and look around. It's just like let's have a look.
Sure.
We should go back to the others soon. And do you want to help me here, Mello? Just
Yeah.
want to see if we can find some writing.
Okay.
And I will look through the things. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. So,
Right.
as you go to check, you're going to find a couple of pieces of literature that are scratched into the perches themselves. And on the grill, the brazier in the center of the conversation pit, there's some graffiti that has been etched in there.
And what does he say?
Can you read it? Do you
I do Celestial. I have Celestial.
Awesome. Cool. So, as you read it, the one phrase that you are able to read right off is that Voxis. I will put that in chat here. So, Voxis loves.
Voxis was
Eros.
here.
Loves Eros. I forgot the S in there.
That is nice. And I will say it in Celestial and Mellow. I think it doesn't matter. You understand Celestial
As
anyway
you say in
because
Celestial, the brazier in the center lights up. It is now lit.
What?
What's
Jeez.
going on up there?
You cast the
Lumi
magic
will-
words.
Lumi's
as there is
being
now a
evil.
light on the 3rd floor of this building.
I will say it again. It's like, oh my god, turn off.
It
like,
goes off.
I was like, she puts her hand on her chest and say, I really don't want this to be a beacon. And then she stops and thinks, Bill's already has Fritz eye lanterns on anyway. Let me, and then she runs, she kind of flies out into the room and flies towards you guys. I said, I found a resting place upstairs. There is a brazier and seemingly magical in nature. You say the magical word for it. The brazier seems to light up again. That's what the light you've seen. But it is most peculiar.
I want to see.
How heavy are you, Breezy?
Breezy is. I mean, she's.
She's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'll cast reduce on you.
What? No. No.
I need to carry you up. She casts reduce on you.
She's gonna resist it.
Okay, please
That's
roll your
fine,
Constitution
yeah.
saving throw.
Oh no, it's a con save. I thought it was a
is,
whiz
yeah.
save.
Where's mine? Let me
Oh,
just-
that's roll 20's not working.
Okay.
just yeah.
Roll 1d20 plus 1. Nope.
Yep.
Okay. Breezy
yeah, you're
shifts to
now-
mini Breezy.
I would say you'll be fine. Relax, and then she flies behind you, grabs you by the scuff of your neck.
You resist.
Lumi,
And
I
then-
can't. Lumi, I can't make my voice even higher. Why are you doing this to me?
She's like, "You'll be. Don't worry. Your voice will be high as soon as we get to the top." And then she grabs you and drags you upstairs.
Alright, Beaker.
Hey, that's the name of my rooster.
And she turns around. See, I mean, Chimiroli probably likes you even more now, and she just picks you up and takes you to the third floor.
I mean, so Breezy weighed about 110.
I can carry you. You
Yeah.
are 80,
Oh, yeah.
8
Oh, that's
times less than 100. So
Oh yeah. You're what's the you're the buff fairy. That's right.
Yeah.
exactly. I can. Let me check my weight.
That really does make no sense.
I know. I can carry
Well,
165 pounds. So
Like
I could have carried you without.
you could have carried her without shrinking her.
But
which
nothing like
makes
a
zero
cute,
sense.
tiny breezy. Like a little baby.
I could have just kept. I was just gonna make a ladder
Nah, don't bother. This is bastard.
or rope.
Oh, there's rope the way down thanks to Merlo. Don't stop complaining. And she drags you to the top. And then
Yeah, I was about to say, Lumi could have
lets
just could have fully carried her, but you just
Yeah,
one
no.
hand just like tosses her up like a volleyball just to the third floor because she's so small.
My rope was 50 feet, so it easily went all the way down too.
So she takes you and drops you to the third floor. There we go. And then she kind of about 6 feet, 6 inches off the ground. She lets you go.
Let's see. So
I'll go.
how small does Produce make me? It's just like 3
you're
feet
half
tall.
of your height. You're half of your height. Yeah.
Okay, so she's actually gym height. Okay.
Would
two
you
and a half.
like to stay like that for a while, or you want me to drop the concentration?
Breezy gestures at her to stop the concentration. You can see she's talking, but her voice is no longer within human hearing range.
He nods and
Yeah.
lets the concentration drop. You're now back to your normal height.
I
And
would
with
love
that,
to-
she
I would
turns
love to
around
roll-
and flies out.
I would love to roleplay the voice she was doing in that, but I don't have any helium nearby, unfortunately, so I can't
Yeah.
do that.
Actually, I am.
Oh.
And she said, "While you guys are searching, I'm just gonna sit here in the corner. I'm gonna contact my familiars, and then she will find a corner.
Yeah,
Eric and then-
Breezy will start poking around. I mean, she's interested in like even stuff that seems mundane, like the table. Like, is it like a full like Western kind of table, or is it more like the Shuian kind of close to the ground tables where they
So-
kneel at it?
It's
One
thing-
the opposite. It's actually a fairly high table that's designed for someone to be perched on one of these perches. And you can barely get your chin over the side of it because it's intended for people who are up on, perches, like birds trying to eat from a table.
Yeah,
tails.
Yeah, she's taking in details like that because this is all really interesting to her. And yeah, like the conversation pit and all that stuff. And yeah, she'll do her investigation roll as well, just to see. Oh, nice.
Awesome. With a 28, you're going to look around and poke around this room. And just to be clear, I have Breezy, Merlot, and Lumi up on the
Luminaster,
third floor.
yeah.
I have Deuce, Jimmerly, and Tomo on the ground floor, correct?
Correct.
That's right.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. So, Breezy, as you go looking around, you're going to uncover a carving in the wall. It's mostly decayed, and it's kind of worn over time, but perhaps you can still make something out. with your investigation check of a 28, it reads like this. Underneath the vast expanse of the cosmos, home is where your heart finds its universe. Let the stars guide you and the astral embrace you, for in this celestial journey, every moment is a shining beacon of hope and love.
Very nice.
Is that written in what language is that
It
in?
is written in
Electric.
Celestial, so you can read it even if you can't make out the characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Lumi kind of whatever you find, she says the fireplace turns on if you say one of the words that's etched into one of the perches. I wouldn't suggest you activate it though. Don't want to tell anyone
I'm
that
not
we are
going to be
here.
listening to Lumi, and I'm going to say, "Hey, Breezy, watch this," and repeat what I heard Lumi say earlier.
Raise your lights up.
Oh, is it some kind of? Is it giving off heat or is it a
It is
ever burning
giving off
torch
heat.
kind of heat? Oh, Breezy's like, oh, that's neat. Is it some kind of permanent spell? Like she's gonna start examining the brazier to see what kind of spell work is on this thing to make it light up.
Sure.
Well,
So-
to make it still work after thousands of years of no maintenance.
Right, absolutely. Please roll an Arcana check.
Yay! I'm good at those. Nope, not today though.
Okay. With an Arcana check of a 12, you look at it, and there is something magical about it, but it's a minor magic, and it is giving off heat, which doesn't match anything you're familiar with, at least not immediately. Perhaps it's something to do with control fire?
Go flame.
It's
Yeah,
very,
Breezy.
very curious.
Breezy just looks at Merle. She's examining it. She's looking, all over. She's poking it, being careful not to burn herself. And after 20 seconds of intense scrutiny, she turns to Merlot and she gives her official analysis. It's magic.
Okay, so that wasn't Lumi doing that. That was just magic.
It's a brazier. It's a command word when it's programmed to turn on and off at when certain words are said. I mean, it's pretty handy. Like if you just want to cook something. I'm guessing this was somebody's house or maybe living quarters. They want to cook something. They just say the word, and they don't have to worry about like getting logs or doing any sort of stuff like that.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
Well, did you see anything else while we're up here? Or should we just head back to the others?
I mean, there was that. No, my mom has a thing on the wall that says "Live, Laugh, Love." It's kind of like that, except it's a lot more wordy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Underneath the vast expanse of the cosmos, home is where your heart finds its universe. Let the stars guide you and the astral embrace you for this celestial journey. For in this celestial journey, every moment is a shining beacon of hope and love. And then they all died.
Okay.
As their home plummeted to the ground.
You know, happens
We
to the
all
best
have
of
to be
us,
impale
man.
one way or another.
Happens to the best
so.
of us.
I love it so much.
Yeah, so she is gonna pull out her pot of pignets because Lumi is projecting her mind into her familiars at the moment.
Sure.
She is going to draw a ladder.
There's a
Okay.
rope, Breezy.
Yeah,
She knows herself
It's
with ropes.
it's a long way down. She feels safer with a ladder. She might tie the top of the ladder to the rope, to make sure it doesn't slip. But yeah.
So you
Well,
Ladder
while
was
she
good.
does that, I will climb down the rope.
okay? You climb down the rope. Awesome.
And I think it's long enough I can get to like the bottom, right? okay.
How long is your rope?
50 feet.
So because each floor is 30 feet, you're able to.
Oh, I thought it was
20 feet.
20.
Sorry, 20
Okay,
feet. So yeah, you can make it to the bottom with 10 feet to spare. You were correct. Sorry.
cool. And I'll do that, and then if they're not using it, have my mage hand untie it so I can just put the rope back.
Cool. While Breezy draws a 40-foot long ladder.
Yeah, it's the one I drew
Exactly
is
same.
at the scale. It's just an example of what it looks like. It's longer than that one.
Sure.
But yeah, she draws it, and then she just says, she starts pushing it, because I'm sure a 40-foot ladder is going to be pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
So she starts, pushing it over the edge slowly, and she just says to the people down below, like, "Hey, here, help me lower this down."
You're like 60 feet above the ground.
20 or 40 feet, but yes.
But,
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Yeah.
And yeah, she'll lower it slowly down, and
This is a big
She'll-
honking ladder, just saying.
it is a big ladder, but
She
she'll
really
and
helps
then,
reach the 4 foot tall. That's how high his arms go,
Here's a
She'll
question.
help at that point.
How does Breezy feel about heights as she's looking over the side with this ladder?
I mean, it is a little intimidating. She feels the normal way about heights that anyone else does. It's kind of scary. Especially since she's fallen down a hill a couple times. So yeah, gravity is this so far. Gravity is this group's big bad evil guy. So yeah, she'll use a bit of Merlot's rope to she'll like loop it through the top, kind of make sure so that the ladder doesn't fall over while she's climbing down.
Okay.
So she'll tie it that way, a little bit, loop it through so it has some friction to keep it from leaning, and she'll start climbing down.
As you begin climbing down and your head gets level with the floor, something catches your eye in the corner. It's a glint of something purple in the far corner underneath the cabinets, in that little alcove, that little lip where the floor molding is. There's a little jar over there, bright purple.
Oh. Breezy will. Do I have Mage Hand? Let me see my cantrips. I do. She sees that and she'll send her Mage Hand over to grab it.
Okay. The mage hand grabs it and brings it over. It's a bottle about the size of your thumb. It's purple and glittery with a black lid on it.
Does she know what this is? Like, can she see inside the bottle? Is it translucent, or?
You can see the glass itself is transparent. Like, you can see perfectly through it, and whatever's inside is purple and glittery.
Yeah, she'll try to examine it. She'll pop the lid, the cork, and like.
As you pop the lid, it's a screw-off lid as opposed to a pop. But as you do so, you are assaulted by a horrific smell that you've never smelled before. It causes your eyes to water and the hairs of your nose to curl.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
she'll quickly screw the. She was gonna, admire the threads on this glass vial, because how do you do that with glass nowadays? That's crazy how they did that. But before she could really get that thought out, the smell hits her. She screws the cap.
Now, did you remove the cap completely, or did you put the cap, just crack it open then close it again?
I mean, it depends when the smell. She starts closing it when the smell hits her.
All right, so just a quarter turn. Got it. Cool.
Can she tell what this is? Does she know what this is?
She would be unfamiliar with this.
Okay. I don't know what this is.
In fact, I believe it is impossible for her to have any understanding of what this is.
Amazing.
I refuse to accept that.
Okay. Would you
No,
like
I'm
to
just
roll a
kidding.
history check?
No, I'm just kidding. It's
Okay.
fine. The part, no, it's possible she doesn't know about it.
Right.
But she will understand it eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she just she's like, maybe some of the others know, and she'll put it in her pocket and she'll continue down the ladder.
Okay. Go ahead and put Skydweller vial of glittery purple liquid.
I wrote
hit
that on the
Add items to your pouch.
Loop.
Add custom item. Sky vial of stinky,
Was she doing
glittery.
this while on the ladder? Like, would we have seen this,
Purple.
or
Yes.
did
Oh
she
yeah,
still
like
be
yeah,
doing
she
this?
yeah,
She
you
can't
absolutely saw
hide
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah.
I just didn't want to ask about it, and you'd be
glittery
like, "No, you didn't know."
And the fun
No,
part is,
absolutely.
she's currently from below. She's backlit.
Well, she's putting it in her pockets just so she has her hands to
Of
be able to
course.
go down the ladder. She's gonna ask everybody about it as soon as she gets down.
Sure.
Yeah, as soon as she gets down, she shows the vial to everybody else. Look what I found.
Lumi, are you staying
Whoa.
up there, or are you coming down as well?
Lumi is currently upstairs. Yeah,
Looking through the
she's still
hourglass.
up
Got
there.
it. Cool.
So
as-
she's looking through the outside.
Cool. We'll cover that in a moment. So
That
Breezy,
looks-
you come down to meet up with the boys.
The one other
Oh.
thing I would say is that they have not turned off the brazier, and Lumi doesn't know that.
That looks familiar, Breezy.
It was underneath one of the cabinets up there. I saw it when I was, eye level with the floor. I have no idea what this is. It
Well-
smells terrible though.
Can we see it?
Yeah. She shows it up. She like holds it up to the light so all of you guys can see it.
Which
You-
now
you
you,
got-
guys know that there's two light sources. One is juice, and the other is the brazier up on the third floor.
She gives it a little shake to move the liquid inside so they see it's glittery.
It's very.
Do you guys
viscous.
reckon it's? Yeah. Oh, do you guys reckon it's some kind of potion? Maybe like spoiled. Do potions spoil?
Can I smell it?
Oh yeah. It smells really bad, but okay. Yeah, she'll open the vial again.
Okay, as you
Once
crack
it's
it-
open,
Yep.
I'm gonna stick my finger in and touch it, and then lick it.
Okay, one
Oh my
moment.
god!
So do you unscrew the lid
Oh
far
my
enough for him to
God.
get access to it?
Oh yeah. She'll now that she's like on the floor, she has both her feet like
Sure.
on the ground. She's gonna unscrew it completely. Yeah.
Unscrew it, and as it comes out, there's a stick on the inside of the lid that pulls out a long tendril of this liquid.
Oh, it's like makeup. It smells terrible though.
Merlot, do you reach
Is it
out
like-
and touch it and put it in
Yep.
your mouth?
Yeah, she'll look at the stick. Like, is it
It'd
some
be
kind of
so funny.
applicator or
It'd be funny
Yep,
if this
one
is sovereign
second.
glue.
I have to confirm that Merlot
Yep.
touches this.
That's cool.
Merlot, are you touching it, putting it in your mouth?
Yes.
Okay. Merlot, your mouth feels plastic, and the smell that emanates from the back of your sinuses pours out of your nostrils and causes your eyes to just completely water up. You'll be unable to taste anything for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Breezy, as you look at this stick, on the end of it there's a small brush made of some kind of clear material. It does
an
look like,
applicator of some sort.
it does look like
Nail
an
polish?
applicator. For those who are familiar with modern things, this is a jar of nail polish. The smell that you
Very
have
nice.
experienced for the first time is acetone.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that, I kind of thought it was another jar of paint. That's why I got so excited, but it's too small.
Sky Duella nail polish.
It
I
actually
don't know what that is.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, Breezy, she's smelling it. It's like, it doesn't smell that bad.
I mean, it is 2,000 years old. 2,000-year-old nail polish.
It makes your head swim a little bit. You're
Is-
a little on the
is it
high
like-
side.
Is it like paint? She'll take the applicator and like she'll find a rock like this
Sure.
rock right here,
Uh-huh.
and she'll just draw like a bee on it.
Okay. You draw
For
a
Breezy.
glittering purple bee as you graffiti the ancient city of Akru.
There's already graffiti everywhere. It's it's fine. It's the human condition. So she looks at it and it's like I think it's some kind of paint. like glittery paint. It's kind of pretty. Like I'm guessing it's purple and glittery.
Yes, it's purple glittery nail polish is out of character what you've gotten. The question is,
Oh, yeah.
player, the character
Oh yeah,
itself
would
have
is
no idea what
is-
this is.
well is it? Yeah, I guess nail polish is not a thing in.
There's nail polish, but not acetone based, nail polish. So this
Okay.
would not be something she's familiar with.
Okay, so yeah, she's blowing on it to see if it dries. Yeah, it seems to be some kind of paint. I didn't see anything up there that was purpley though. Huh. Anyway, so she'll screw the lid and put it in her pocket to identify later. Well, where to now, guys?
So go ahead and change it to Sky Dweller purple nail polish.
Let me. Hold on, I gotta draw my ladder on this.
Well, I assume Gloomy was going to tell us, or I don't know what those owls were doing.
So, we're going to pan the camera up towards Lumi, and as we graffiti the city of Acre with a ladder, which I love. Keep doing it, absolutely. Lumi, your vision transfers in an instant to an owl. Which one are we going after? You have 3 of them, correct?
She's got 4. So
4.
there is one that's watching us.
Okay.
That one she will leave it.
Okay.
She's gonna contact one of the 3 owls that she sent into the city.
All right. Do you want the one that's east, north, or west?
North.
North, everyone. Okay. As you look through that owl's eyes, he's in a very small alcove. It looks like just a collapsed section of a cave. He has gone out towards the farmland section of the Sky Island, but the cave has collapsed. There's a farmhouse over there, but the fields are just full of mushrooms and stalagmites and stalactites. It's not a pleasant place. You do not see anything moving.
So telepathically, she will talk to him and said, "What else did you see on your way here?"
He's going to tell you,
well, I saw a whole bunch of buildings and some roads, some cave-ins, and a whole bunch of little narrow passages I had to go through. Not fun, not fun. I had to walk through some of them. And you know how hard it is for an owl to walk through things? It's not pleasant.
I understand.
Not pleasant at all. No. Lumi, why did you send me a whole mile? It's a long way for an owl to walk. So
I
finally
understand.
found
Why
a
don't
cavern, and
you?
I went ahead and flew a little bit extra, and once I flew, I was able to get here, and then it was okay, and so I decided to stop.
So do
here
me a
every
favor,
mile.
my friend. And she's like, just a minute. Thank you for going that far. And you can now, what I want you to do is to make your way back, but instead of coming directly to me, I'll prefer that you find the tallest building in the city that you can find, then you go and perch yourself there. Tell me when you do
I
that.
can do that. More
Thank
walking
you.
and more flying.
You'll be okay.
do you
And-
switch away from this owl?
She said, "Oh, and I decided on a name for you."
God,
And she called him Voxes.
you could call him Voxes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Voxes is going. Once you move away from Vox's perception, are you done with
She
him?
does that.
Okay.
She's done with him, and she will check the one in the west. But
Okay.
go on.
The camera pauses on Voxes.
That bitch is going to make me walk across this cave again. God damn, she could simply summon me again and save me a mile of walking. God damn, freaking.
So he's grumbling the whole way back.
That's fine.
Yeah. But you pan over to the one on the north.
Yeah. Oh, I was on the north.
Right,
I go
you're
to
going
the
east or
west.
West.
West first.
You
Yeah.
go
West
to the
first.
west one. Awesome. The
Yeah.
west one is currently overlooking an entire cityscape from the top of the cave. He's easily 150 feet high, and the buildings are crunched by the impact of the surface above them. The second sky island fell on top of the first.
What? So it's telling there were 2 sky islands that fell on
Indeed.
the top of each other.
That's why Akru is buried.
Oh, now that makes sense. And Lomi says, "What else did you see
He looks
your way over
around,
there?"
and with his vision, you hear, I saw a light. A blue light. It was fairly welcoming, but you told me to only look for moving things, and the light wasn't moving, so I didn't stop.
That
But
is
I know
fine.
where it is, and if you want me to go there, I can. After
Oh.
all, anything for you, Luminostra.
And I saw that you. Okay, that is good. I'm glad. Could you go towards the light, and I would like you to
Of
keep the distance.
course, Luminostra.
Uh,
Let us go. And he will begin flying.
and she will stay with him for a minute. And she will just say, and I decided on a name for you,
Okay?
Aorus.
All right. Cool.
He's a more helpful one. And she goes, once you get there, find somewhere to perch, keep yourself unseen, and keep an eye on the light. If you see any creatures or there's some activity around the light, I want you to contact me. Is that okay?
Of course, Lumi. Anything. Oh, look, it's right over here. Oh, do you want me to go inside? We could try. Oh, it's so attractive.
Sure. You must be more stealthy though.
Oh,
And
stealthy? Of course I'd be stealthy. Anything for you, Lumi.
law.
Mm.
Um,
And he will
first,
silently glide into a space. And
yep.
we're going to show just Luminostra that for now.
Okay.
I need to double check that I'm doing this right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Luminostra goes there.
Oh. It looks like a temple. A temple now. Yeah, temple, doesn't it? Not. Iorus, what do you see?
I see crystal. And in the center of the room, I'm not sure what this is. A groove with a gem in it. Strange. Some form of arcane mechanism. I'm sure you would know more about these things.
We're looking through his senses. Do you? I asked him to look around and see if he notices anything, any movement or any creature around.
I don't. That's why I didn't tell you about this. It's pretty, but I don't sense any movement at all. No, nothing's here.
Get closer to the mechanism.
He flies over and will circle it slowly, just gliding in a circle around it before descending. Do you want me to land or should I leave?
Land. Stop
What?
somewhere close to it. I want to have a good look at it.
His nails, little talons, click clack on the floor as he flutters to a stop.
And I'm looking through his vision. I want to see what if I can identify what it is, basically.
Okay. There's a gemstone. Oh, probably a good 4 inches in diameter. It's got a nice little metal setting, and it is in a track with 5 spots in it where you can position it.
And one could possibly pick up the gemstone, isn't it?
You look closely at it through his eyes. It looks like
Yeah.
the gemstone is attached to a mechanism below. So it's not something you could pick up, but rather
Of
slide
course.
within the track.
That is fine. You can what I want you to do now is just stay outside this building, wait for my further instructions, and like before, just keep an eye. See if you see anything else moving, creatures, you see us, or anything coming towards us. Let me know.
Of course, Lumi, I can do that. By the way, I did see a light far off in the distance in your direction.
And she, like a light from brazier or some fire.
Some fire, yes. Are you okay?
Yes, we are fine. And she says the Voxes loves Ioris as she loses the connection to
Okay. The light
to
goes
this
out.
owl.
Yep.
And then she connects to the last owl.
So, guys, the light up on the 3rd floor just went out.
Well, yeah, Lumi's still up there.
Okay.
Hey, turn it back on. I can't see.
Well, Deuce has light next to you, so you
Yeah,
can see
alright.
through his eyes.
Yeah, you have
Is,
light.
is there another brazier on the 1st floor? She'll go into the 1st floor to see if there's.
There is not a well, there's braziers, but they're empty. They don't have the wood in them anymore.
As soon
Just
as-
ash.
Breezy said that, I'm gonna yell and turn the top one back on.
Okay. The brazier
Yeah,
turns back on the 3rd
I think
floor.
that I can get it there too. Yeah.
This is gonna end poorly.
As
Yes,
you
I know.
yell, your voice echoes throughout the city.
I think it with my sword, it actually echoes up to 300 feet. It says that.
Oh, you're using.
Oh yeah, Common
much
Fall has a
energy.
thing, right? Yeah.
So your
Oh my
voice not
God.
only echoes 300
Boom.
feet, but in this space it echoes 10 times that. And so
Beautiful.
your voice will bounce back to you 5, 6 times. As you announce
Does he,
to the world that the lovers exist.
Indeed. Does the light just keep flicking on and off?
I believe it would, yeah, it would have to. So yeah, please roll 1d10 to find out how many times. On an odd number it stays on, and on an even number it turns off. So after 3 echoes, the brazier is turned on.
Perfect.
As Merlot's voice booms through the city of Akru.
And
Lumi,
I will
your
connect to
owls
the
will
last
tell
owl.
you, we heard something.
And she will tell them to relax, it's fine. If you hear anything else, let me know. And she will connect to the last owl in the east.
Okay. Oh, Lumi, boss, I haven't had anything moving yet. I'm sorry, I haven't had anything. Not yet. But I'm looking.
What else?
Really.
What else have you found so far? What have you seen?
I found some shiny rocks. Yep, shiny rocks. See, shiny rocks. And he's going to be looking straight down at a pile of agates that have been broken into shards.
Yeah.
They're pretty rocks.
Um,
And he's just fascinated with these pretty rocks.
I'll tell him to take one of the rocks in his shiny rocks on his talent, and I tell him to fly away towards us with it.
Okay.
Come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
Pick one of the
Yeah.
the biggest ones you can carry,
The big
and
one.
then
Yeah, the big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he will struggle at a big one, trying to overachieve, and cannot lift it. And he will try for a good 2 minutes as he's trying to lift this one, and then he'll give up and go and pick up one that's more manageable, about the size of,
Of course, yeah.
a golf ball.
And then with that, she just like, my God, I need to be more. She would just connect, and then she looks at the light again. She's like, for God's sake.
Boss, are you there? Boss,
she-
I got the rock. I'm on my way.
Bring it over to
I'm on
me.
my way. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay.
That's fine. She would
He's
just
gonna be a
connect with you.
pest the whole way back.
He's gonna be a pest the whole way back. I'll connect to the last owl that's watching us, basically.
Okay. And
And
you hear immediately, I'm surrounded by idiots.
I know. Have you
That
seen anything else?
Breezy is going to get herself killed trying these acrobatic
Oh,
stunts.
you mean the others?
Deuce is going to draw attention from whatever lurks in the dark. Generally's moaning and groaning about the injustices of life will inevitably get you all killed. We know for a fact that Merlot is up to no good. And Tomo, well, Tomo, he's our one hope here. If only he had some diplomacy skills and was a fairy. Perhaps we could matchmake the two of you. As it is,
What?
his biology is unuseful to our aims. Isn't that right, Breezy?
Breezy? You be
What?
he's
I can I
no,
listen
you
to
mean
this?
Lumi.
Lumi, sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah. Never mind that.
Are
Very
you going to be single
insightful.
forever, Luminostra?
No, but I think
Are you
about
looking
this.
for love?
Am I looking for love? Wait a minute. I asked the questions here. And I have a question for you. You have earned yourself. You earned yourself a boon that the other three did
Oh
not.
no.
I want to ask you what is your name instead of me gifting you one. I'm giving you the ability to name yourself.
My name is Rondolfo.
Rondolfo. I will summon you again in the future, Rondolfo. You seem to be very keen and some crazy ideas, but very good perception. If you hear or see anything coming our way, let me know. I'm
Of
afraid
course. But with my eyes, even I won't see all the things that your group has attracted.
I know. I'm
Oh,
I'm
look!
afraid what lurks.
More trouble. Oh.
What did you see?
He sees whatever Jimmerly is about to do.
Oh, what did you
What is Jimmerly about to do?
Jim Rolli's just more like he's just kind of keeping watch out because he's absolutely afraid that these guys acting like idiots is going to cause their death.
That's valid.
So he's not really. He's just kind of pacing back and forth in probably about a 10 to 15 foot area, just kind of looking around.
That's valid.
Yep. Yeah. Keep an eye on them.
Rodolfo
and,
sees Jimmerly move and is like, oh, well, that's going to get us killed. Like, he's not doing anything that would possibly cause any danger to you guys, but Rondolfo is a bit of a conspiracy theorist and views everything as negative.
Beautiful. Yeah, then Lumi will disconnect from him. She looks and rolls her eyes again on the light, and she says a command word again to turn it off.
The light goes
And
out
then-
again, Merlot.
Yeah, and then she flies out and kind of darts towards the group and say, "Can we not announce to the entire city that we are here, please? And let's not turn on that light again. I have some updates for you all." And she then relays what she's seen with the owls, and she's saying one of the owls is coming back with some crystals that he found, similarly agatas, but not necessarily the crystals that we're looking for.
This
However-
point, the owl flies in and comes over, and he's twitching. And he drops the little rock at your feet, Luminostra. I got it, boss. I got it. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is. Shiny rock. Shiny rock. You see?
And she
See?
will
He pecks it.
picks up the
Pecks
rock.
it. You like it? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Yep,
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
I-
Yep. Mhm.
And she's like, I need you to go out again into the city,
Sure
find
thing, boss.
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm on my way. He goes flying off.
Did you feed that owl coffee? Lee?
And she puts her hands in the air, holding the stone in her hands. She's like, I haven't fed him anything. They're just all different. Now, we really ought to be more careful. There are no, what it appears, no creatures that I have identified so far, but I did find that this is not just one city. Akru was buried. This is the crash site of at least 2 cities. Akru was. The reason why he's buried is that another flying city fell on top of it.
That's interesting. That explains why it took so long for us to get here.
I know. I remember the some of the buildings up in the surface. Mihir's watchtower. They couldn't. It must be a building from one of the from the city that's on top of Akru, not necessarily an Akru building. Right. There is a temple of sorts at the center with a mechanism, a blue light, a gigantic crystal with some things
Pardon
quite
me,
interesting.
Lumi.
I think.
Something just walked past the door.
And she, through her connection, she said, "What were you able to identify what it is?"
It looks like one of you humanoids, but with wings for ears, made of metal. It's heading in your direction. It may get there soon.
Lumia turns around to you all. She says, "Keep an eye." And she turns around to you all. So there's something coming. Hide. And Lumia will. Is there building on the other side of the road?
Yes.
She will fly towards the other building on the on the 3rd floor of that building, and
Okay.
she will hide. And she'll tell you all to hide.
Wait, why are we hiding?
Something's coming.
Something is coming. Yes.
What's coming?
Bloomy would have told you. She said some creature made of metal or a humanoid-like creature with wings in his head. It's not far. It will be 120 feet away from here. And she said we should hide.
You said a mile.
A mile. They can't see a mile, Eric.
No, but the owls were a mile away from
Oh,
you.
which owl was it? No, because it sounded like the voice of Rondolfo.
Randolfo, not Randolfo. This is the one that was near the crystal chamber.
I'm sorry. Okay, fine.
Yep.
Then Lumi wanna. I will kind of let me go back. Then I didn't tell her to hide. She said near the crystal chamber there seems to be movement, and I asked. I will. There seems to be some creature. I'll ask the owl to stealthily keep an eye on that creature and see and try to and when he has visual
can't.
confirmation
I can't. It's behind a door, Luminostra. I know I'd do anything for you, but I don't have opposable thumbs.
behind the door in the temple or outside.
Outside, it went through a door and closed it, and I'm not great at doors.
I understand.
I apologize most profusely. I wish I could
Can
do
you do-
something for you.
Can you describe to me again what it looked like?
It was tall, about as tall as your friend Deuce, I think, but with blue metal feathers for ears and a blue sheen. It appears to be one of those automatons. They closed the door.
From the inside out, so it is outside.
Well, it didn't close the door to the chamber. It went past the door into some kind of study.
Okay. Keep an eye on it. It shouldn't be long until you can go
But I
to your
can't.
rest.
I can't
Well,
keep an eye on it.
oh,
It's
my
behind the
apologies.
door.
Just stay where you are, and if you see it again, let me know.
Of course. Anything
And
for
then,
you, Luminostra.
well done. You're doing very well.
That's Aorus.
Aorus, yeah. And she will disconnect, and then like shakes her head. God, these things are complicated. Um,
We're not that complicated.
and the-
No, we're not. We're not. No. I'm on my way. I'm leaving. I'm going.
and
He's such
she
an
looks to you guys and
idiot.
tells what the owl described it to her. There seems to be an automaton with kind of blue metallic sheen feathers in this building. This building where these gigantic blue crystal sits on top. It's like almost like a temple, a cathedral, where in a place where you would have a organ, instead you have this mechanical device made of crystal. It is at the, and she points towards like a direction. You would have been to the west of the city.
Well, we're looking for a bounding crystal, so maybe there's clues at this giant crystal place.
It may well be. It didn't look polyhedral, but obviously
Breezy's gonna
polyhed.
start heading west. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should, and she kind of looks at everybody as Breezy moves towards.
What's there to discuss? Let's go.
All right, I follow.
Breezy, she'd just be like talking over her shoulder as she goes. I mean, it sounds like it has guards, but they don't sound like any of the constructs we've seen so far. It doesn't sound like that lightning one or that infernal one. So maybe there's a whole nother kind of golem guarding that place.
So
He
here's
really
the fun
comes out of the
part.
rocks he was barely hiding in.
Here's the fun part. Lumi, you still have this
Yeah.
agate in your hand. It's brown. It's broken.
And how big is it? Obviously, the size of what the owl could carry, and
Size of a golf ball.
size of a golf ball. She. Can I do an arcane check on it to see if
Sure.
it was magical once?
Absolutely.
She will cast her equivalent of guidance on herself.
Okay.
No, she will not. She will not do that.
Okay.
She's about to do this. She stops. No, I shouldn't. Yeah, and she will just.
Almost got her.
I know. And she will do the arcane.
Okay.
So
This
18.
is a rock. It is a shiny rock. It is worth about 2 copper pieces.
Okay. She will put it away in her pouch.
Okay. It's a brown shiny rock. Congratulations.
It wasn't it's just a brown shiny rock. Okay.
Your owl's stupid.
Yeah, I know. Of course, they're dumb.
Yeah,
It is not.
Lenny is not an intelligent owl.
Yep. Lenny is his name. Yeah. Lenny, the not intelligent owl.
Lenny the spaz, yes. Lenny the crackhead owl.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys want to go towards this crystal chamber that Luminostra's owl has discovered?
Yeah, but Breezy's going to be taking her time because I imagine, like, it's not just like we're in a city, right? So she's going to be constantly like poking her head into other places and just like getting distracted.
Sure.
What is going, Lumi? Can I start taking a kind of short rest as we are walking away?
If you're walking away and checking things out, then no.
No. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. I will check things out and do stuff. But just so you know, Eric, the spell lasts 1 hour. So once the 1 hour passes, the hours will go away.
Of course. Now here's the fun part, Lumi. You don't know how to get to that building.
Oh, it's a good point. It is towards the west.
Yeah. You can walk in the general west direction.
I will connect to one of the owl that is in there,
Uh-huh.
and
Yours?
Aorus. Aorus, are you there?
Of course, Lumi. I'm sorry I haven't been able to see the automaton again.
That is fine. Could you come back towards me and guide us towards this building?
Of course. And he will fly back towards you guys.
Yeah.
All right. It takes him a
And-
couple minutes to fly a mile, so it's not
Okay.
not long.
And we'll use him to help guide us towards
Very well.
to the building.
Cool.
Yeah.
As you guys are headed along through the city, there's what ostensibly were shops at one point in time. There's ramps and various structures to facilitate movement of cargo. You see grooves in the street that you don't understand, but would have facilitated some form of machinery at one point traveling through the city. There are broken down automatons throughout. You see wonders of technology that you have no way to comprehend. It's like going through a futuristic landscape, but with no comprehension of what a subway is.
Yeah.
We see like bodies or corpses or skeletons everywhere, or no?
Not skeletons and no bodies. There would be small slivers of bone, but not intact bodies. Something has scoured the area and either consumed them or destroyed them. You may find some
That
teeth,
is no good.
fragments of a skull, but as far as an entire skeleton or anything like that, no.
That's very, very
Well, it has been
disturbing.
thousands of years. I mean, I'm sure
Uh,
wild animals have been down here. There's all sorts of nasty critters in the Underdark that eat corpses.
The anybody able to? We should keep it. Is anybody able to cast detect magic and just keep an eye on if they pick anything up on our way there?
Oh yeah, I can. Days as we're walking, we'll be ritual casting detect magic.
Okay. Cool. As you are doing detect magic and walking along, the various constructs have hints of magic still lingering within them. Sorry. And
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah. Any of the constructs look like the Fell Reavers, or they are more like the electric guy that we saw?
The ones that are here appear to be more of the lightning golems as opposed to the
Okay.
Fellforged that you saw. There are a couple of pieces of Fellforged down here that are embedded in walls and in the street, but no intact ones.
Yeah.
When you said the magic is coming off the
Constructs.
automatons,
Yes.
the constructs, yes. Is it coming from within, or is it just like a general aura around them?
A faint spark deep inside. The remains of what was a battery.
Are some of the automatons like broken open so like
Oh,
I can
yeah.
just see into it?
Absolutely.
Okay then. I was gonna say I was gonna try to break into it, but I can just see. I'll just reach in and try to grab a battery from one of them just to examine it.
Awesome. You should roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's not working. Hold on. 1d20.
So, gonna have to do it manually. Awesome. So with a 13, you'd be electrocuted for 5 points of lightning damage, because that's what electricity is. As you grabbed a hold of a live battery, and it discharges into your hand. The
Okay.
battery has now died.
Does
Watch
it
out.
look like
Feel
it?
free if you'd like.
Does it look like just like a normal like? Would I recognize? I know what I would know what a battery is, correct? Or no?
No, you would not know what a battery is.
Not.
But this looks like a small, it had been glittering blue, an orb with metal lines embedded in it. So it's not a copper top Duracell. It looks like a
Yeah,
ball,
yeah.
a small sphere of arcane energy.
Looks like a power source.
It is. And how big is this? It's like, how
About
big would you
size
say
of
it
your
is?
fist. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just turn towards Rizzy. This one small device has the capability to power this entire mechanism from. Who knows how long?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. After we find the bounding crystal, we should really take our time and start taking these things apart. Who knows what we might be able to learn?
We could bring this knowledge to the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, I could write a paper about it. Oh well, a co-write. We could get published.
That would be nice. And he will put the battery in. Dave will put the battery into his bag.
Okay. One dead arcane core.
Dead arcane core.
Yep.
Thank you. And then after that, I'll continue walking with the group with
Cool.
detect magic up.
You will detect a couple more of those around.
Mhm.
Some of them are significantly deeper in the constructs, but you will come across more constructs that are broken open and missing their cores than you will ones that still have even fragments of a core.
The
Let me-
damage to these constructs, would they look like they were torn open by fighting, or like are they in positions where it looked like they were combating something, or
It looks like they were in a position of combat and then defeated, either smashed into the ground, thrown into a wall, etc., slashed, torn, but the cores themselves appear to have been removed posthumously, or post-mortem, I should say, where something came through after the combat, much more recently, and removed the cores.
how recently?
That's a good
Breezy will try to. Well, yeah, Breezy will try to examine these damaged ones, and she'll look at old wounds versus this new tearing open, and see if she can try to when she's trying to gain she's not within this was 100 years ago, several hundred years ago,
Let's roll your investigation check. With a 27, you're going. How many of these are you going to check? Are you going?
Well, she's just a 2 or 3, just to double check her work.
The first one you check was destroyed a couple thousand years ago, where it would match up with the Great War. However, the core was removed 120 years ago. The second one, the core was removed 240 years ago, and the third one was removed 20 years ago.
Do you mention any of that?
Yeah, Breezy, looking at these. I have an idea. Either we're not the first people who are here, or I think it's possible those constructs that are still working over at that crystal place may be scavenging these arcane cores to keep themselves going.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Interesting. Yeah, because these are all taking at different times. She points that. Yeah, the one back there. She points down the street. That was taken several hundred years ago, and then this one was, just a little while ago, 100 years ago or so.
That is perhaps something which we can leverage.
Perhaps these constructs are more intelligent than we believe.
The one that we are going to see soon didn't seem mindless.
Sounds like they've been programmed then, maybe? Or do you think they're actually sentient?
Not sure.
Ah?
At one point, they could have been programmed for general use, but perhaps they learned over the years. If they are destroying each other, then they know the concept of self-preservation, which means they understand their life has meaning.
Well, I think that's all just speculation. They may just be programmed to repair themselves and to use whatever they can in order to do that. And I mean, if there's a bunch of arcane cores lying around and a bunch of destroyed destroyed golems that can't use them anymore, it makes sense to harvest them to keep yourself going. Well, I mean, it's all speculation anyways. We should see once we get there. Maybe they'll be friendly. Maybe they could talk to us. Oh, if they'll talk to us, they can tell us what it was like to live here before this place got trashed.
All right, I'll race you there, Breezy.
Oh yeah, Breezy's gonna start. Well, she's gonna start running ahead, but then she gets distracted by a home or something, and she wants to go inside and look at it.
Okay. Do you run inside this side home?
Oh, she's been doing that this whole time.
Okay.
She's like every time she'd run ahead and look into places and like poke around, while she waits for the others to catch up.
Okay.
Like she's been doing that this whole time. She wants to explore this entire city, but I don't think we have the time for that out of game. So.
Okay. Cool. So, as you go about, would you be picking up a variety of things from the various homes?
Yeah, just anything that looked interesting or something she's never seen before.
So, we will go ahead and give you a small list of these here. So,
Oh no.
Yeah, and also Deus will just be, he'll call it anything that pings on his radar that is new.
sure.
Once we figure out the arcane cores, he'll stop calling those out. Anything that's new that's popping up.
Okay.
And he's just going to keep on ritual casting detect magic as he's walking.
Sure. You guys stop and do that for 10 minutes whenever
Yeah.
you're going to try this, but absolutely not a problem.
Mhm.
Cool. But as you go through and do this, you're going to detect magic in a variety of places. There's under the street, there's lines of magic, like conduits of it. They lead to these metal poles that go up next to the side of the street. At the top of the poles, there are small shells. At one point, magic would have flowed up to them, but the magic's diminished and cannot get up there.
These like streetlights?
Yeah.
Looks
Essentially?
like some kind of streetlight, yeah.
Hmm.
So, Breezy, here's the list of things that you have found in your little house, or your house hunting, as you go scavenging.
I'll put it on the loot chest thing. If you want.
Yep, so Breezy finds old snow globes that are just decayed and like black due to the fungus inside. You're going to find some porcelain figurines. They're chipped. Some antique keys. Some seashells that are in a nice display case. The glass is broken, but at least the seashells are still in there. You find some miniature trinket boxes. All of them are empty. The souvenir magnets, they appear to be of various winged shapes. You're unable to
Here-
tell what those are.
I mean, let me. I'm gonna draw what the magnet says. It's I can't do it here because it's too dark. Here we go. Darn.
All good.
I'll do it on MS Paint.
Yeah, the souvenir magnets are actually part of a collection. They are the logos of various sports teams. You wouldn't know that because you don't play Ether Ball. But someone did at one point. Decorative plates are all cracked and broken. They have depictions of angels and dragons. The candle holders are intact. You can take candle holders. Wind chimes, old coins, decorative vases, picture frames. The pictures are broken and burnt. Ceramic animals. You find the head of a little glass cat.
Lumi,
Huh?
No. Well, please finish what you were saying.
And
She wants to
some
say something to
crystal
Breezy.
paperweights.
Lomi kind of turns around to you, Breezy. Breezy, I'm surprised you haven't done it yet.
And what?
Have you considered casting Locate Object Book? And look for the largest concentrations of books, like a library.
Let me see. Do I even have it prepared? Hold on, let me. Because we were in a kind of combat area. Let's see.
And she stops and she kind of continues. She
Oh,
just
wait.
waits for you.
Oh, it's a second level. I thought it was a third level. Actually, she could do that. Also, she could do it as a ritual. Like, okay, I get to use another class
Locate
feature.
Object ritual?
Yes, apparently.
Really? Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Spells. Second level. Locate object. Oh wait, hold on.
I don't think it's a ritual, but
I'm sorry, I don't think it is. I was
yeah, it's
incorrect.
not. Locate
It's just
animal and
concentration.
plants is a ritual. Object is not ritual.
I saw the scene. I thought it was a ritual, but that's concentration.
Mm.
She nods. It's like, that's a good idea. I haven't thought of that. I was gonna save the locate objects for when we're close to a bounding crystal looking thing, but I guess that I can do it more than once. She snaps her fingers and she just says, "Books."
Okay. And you will get the sense that on the fringe of your detection range,
It's 1,000 feet.
yep, because you have been moving in that direction, you will get the sense of a collection of books ahead of you.
So it's in the direction we were already heading.
Yes.
Yeah, you like Breezy. She's turning, like slowly doing a 360. Just turning around, scanning, and when her eyes go back to the direction we were already traveling, you see almost like a predatory gleam in her eyes as she just says, "Whoa, it looks like we're heading in the right direction."
That is good. Keep an eye. Perhaps you will find other. I would still concentrate on that spell for you. Perhaps you'll find
Oh yeah,
some other books around you.
she's maintaining concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the next 10 minutes. But
Awesome.
yeah, she's easily distracted. So she got distracted by all the cool stuff she was finding that she is absolutely going to cast mending on later. By the way,
Okay.
once
Big question: what is Jim really doing during all this?
He's mostly just kind of pondering around. He's looking. He's thinking about his own childhood, and he's thinking like, was my cave like this back when I was little? He's kind of very quietly contemplating. He's kind of out of his element a little bit, and he's trying to understand or just absorb what's actually going on.
Okay.
So he's kind of keeping an eye out. He's got his hammer in his hand, but he's kind of looking nostalgically at different places, even though it's he wouldn't have lived there, but he kind of feels like maybe this is what his own homeland looked like.
Okay. And Tomo?
Tomo is very uncomfortable in the still air of Akru. It would be really noticeable that he's usually kind of more. He looks more carefree because he kind of feels what's happening around him with the wind, but like here he's like very on edge and just kind of looking around to like perceive anything with his eyes because he can't use the wind down here. So he's just being very quiet and very attentive to what's going on around him because he's scared basically.
Okay. And Merlot?
I am not paying attention to any of the surroundings. I'm just watching Breezy because I think it's hilarious when she falls down things and there's a lot of rubble.
There's a lot of rubble.
Yeah, she is pretty clumsy. She has 2 acrobatics and 1 athletics. So yeah, she trips pretty often. It's less because she's clumsy, more because she's excited and she's not paying attention.
Okay. Well, you guys will approach a large edifice. It's got an arched roof over the top of it. It's in the shape of a large cathedral. The front of it is daunting, but the front door is open. Just the right-hand side of the double doors is open. That double door is easily 80 feet tall and 20 feet wide. You guys can easily walk in should you choose to do so.
Is there any broken bits in a roof?
In the roof, there are no broken bits in the roof, no.
No. Okay, fine. No worries. I'm just looking for any windows and things that may be open or broken
You can
passages.
see through a window, and you can see a blue light on the inside of the place.
Okay.
You
and
can
she
also
will-
see a orange light inside the place down on the ground level through a window.
Okay. Lumi will kind of go back to the others and well, it is here. We have arrived. The my owl, he mentioned Ioris, and I don't know if it's been an hour or not of us. It must have been an hour now. The owls are probably gone. She said that they said that there is a study and that the automaton was inside the study with the door locked, and I can see a light inside other than the blue light you can see from the outside. The creature's in there.
Well, let's go in.
I just take care. This thing's been here for thousands of years, and our last interaction with an automaton, we shouldn't mention the names I mentioned, and they made it worse, like the House of Flowers, and she says that very quietly, or any astral creatures or anything. We should try as much as we can to gain information out of it, not give information freely to it.
Yeah, you should maybe come in last. You seem to kind of incite violence when we meet new people, Lumi.
Oh, what?
Says the guy who
Okay.
stole a harpy egg. Just
No, he
saying.
doesn't. Yeah. Okay, let's
You guys want to
go
go
in.
inside?
Yeah, we
Yep.
go inside.
Awesome. As you go through the door, you find yourself in a cavernous space.
I'll
It's a
cast
large-
Silas in the Fate
Ah.
just before I go in, and
Okay.
I'll concentrate on it.
What kind of crystal is that? So, like, is this the door we entered, or is that the door, like a door on the other
Door
side of
on
the
far
space?
end.
On the far end. Okay, so it's like symmetric. There's two doors on either side of this building. Okay.
I will fly towards the crystal where the owl was before.
Okay. The crystal up at the top there.
Yeah, to the top.
Cool. You fly up there and you feel the charge of a powerful magic around that crystal.
Can I do an arcane check on it?
Sure.
While the others are. At this time, she will drop the concentration on Silas in the Fae, and then she will cast her astral potentiality, giving herself guidance,
Okay.
and she will check the crystal. Yeah, very low. I don't have
So-
inspiration, but it'll be a 1d4 on
Yep.
top of that, so not a lot.
Okay. So as Luminostra flies ahead and up to that crystal on the 3rd floor, what are the rest of you guys doing? She has no idea what that is.
Yeah, she has no idea.
Jamrola, Jamrola's just kind of keeping guard up.
Okay.
He still feels very much like something's coming from everything that happened, and he's being very cautious.
Okay.
Breezy just is saying, like, well, she has it been more than 10 minutes since she cast the locate object? Because that's how long it lasts.
We would be going for about 9 minutes now, so you got about another minute, and the books are up ahead on the right through that doorway where you see the orange light coming from.
Oh, like right over here? Okay. Breezy will just she'll run up to the over here, but before she she's not gonna run straight into the light. She'll just poke her head around to see if there's anything mean on the other side of these columns.
There are candles that are lit and currently leading to the left. So in the same direction as the crystal, but down a hallway.
As we go to, I'm gonna use another one of the divine sense to see if there's any like celestials or
Okay, and how far does
anything
that
that would
reach?
pop out of that.
30 feet, right?
It's 60.
60 feet. Okay. So 60 feet from you, there are spaces around you where celestial creatures have been. You have the feeling of almost like there should be celestials here, but you don't see any. And if you wave your hand through one of those spaces, you don't feel any.
Wow.
Dave's would have had made sure he had detect magic up by the time he enters the building.
Awesome.
How far? Because detect magic is only 30 feet. How far up is the crystal from like the first floor where we
Why
entered?
don't we just go ahead and show you guys, right? That's more fun.
Lumia will summon Gallifrey out,
Okay.
ask him to keep an eye on him, and then she will start ritual casting identify on the crystal.
All right, give me just a moment because we're doing a lot of.
There's a
things
lot of
here.
things happening, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna put you guys in that room first. So here's the room, and you should be near the bottom of the map.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm in darkness.
Oh yeah, I can't see.
that's
anything.
pretty big.
I believe Deuce still has light on, correct?
Yes, I have 20 feet of bright light and then 20 feet of dim light.
All right.
Oh, I have blind sight out to 30. So
All right, I will correct that.
And I have 60 feet of dark vision.
I'll
but I
put
think you guys will-
Gallifrey on the map if that's okay.
That's fine.
Jimmy will cast a light spell on himself on his hammer.
Okay, one moment. Everyone's getting their lights turned on because we got characters who have to do that. Breezy
Yeah,
has 30 feet
yeah.
of blind sight, right?
yes,
Breezy keeps moving around. I can't grab her.
sorry. Well, she's excited. She's running around.
There's so many books.
Yeah. All right, so there's 30 feet of that, and Jim really wanted light on his hammer, right?
Yep.
2020.
Let's see. The light spell is 2020. Yep.
Got it. All right, there you go.
Well, I don't think it matters in this sense, but are we in freezing temperatures? Just
We're
checking.
not in freezing temperatures.
Okay. Yeah, because otherwise the frost branch he's carrying would be glowing too.
I could
But
put you in
yeah,
freezing
okay.
temperatures, but that would be very detrimental.
So yeah, Breezy is. So where is the light coming from?
Let me put it on the map here because the light was not on this map when we started this session, but the light would
course,
be
yep.
coming from here. There.
Oh yeah, she's gonna.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Lumi would have been at the crystal, Eric,
Okay.
whatever that is, with Gallifrey.
Okay. So Luminostra would have gone towards the crystal. So let me go ahead and make sure the crystal is
It's
split
okay.
up for you guys. The crystal is up here.
Yeah, I thought it would be in the north.
This is huge.
It is.
All right, there you guys go. If you zoom way out, you'll see the crystal at the top end of the map.
Can I move myself to the crystal?
You may.
Um,
All right.
yeah, she. I think she should have been here, isn't it?
Floyd's just gonna look at parts of the fallen rock, just kind of appreciate their craftsmanship.
Sure. Please roll your history check, sir.
He has zero idea, but he's unappreciated regardless.
Of course.
We'll find out. Yeah.
With a
Are you?
Oh, I should roll high.
This is
I might
not
have won.
terrestrial stone. This is stone from somewhere else. So this is not
Are you-
stone from the surface of Toivola.
Are you appreciating the stone or whatever bonked it to smash it?
And looking at the marks on this, it looks like it's decayed over time. It wasn't bonked, I was trying to figure out where it's from. It's actually, I don't even think it's from Toivoa. I'm not sure where it's, if there were some sort of other beings here, they may have brought it from their own plane.
Wow, Jimmy, that was a very dwarf-like answer. I'm impressed.
I am a dwarf.
Where's
I
your
am
I
one
know.
of
Are
them.
you digging a hole? Digging
Yeah, she
I'm
just-
already in a hole. I don't need to dig
Diggy
another
hole.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diggy
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah, Breezy just nods and just says, "I know, but you always say like you don't feel like a very dwarfy dwarf," and I just, I thought that was a very dwarfy answer.
All right. I now need to address Deuce walking through the room with detect magic up. Okay. So,
Mhm.
Deuce, when you walked through the room, I was watching your character. You would have detected one of those celestial presences here near the entrance at the very bottom of the map. You would have
Okay.
detected a massive one in the center of the map, and you are currently detecting one here.
Is that what this kind of gate-looking thing is
That is a
near me
groove
and
in the
Lumi?
ground. This thing is a groove in the ground.
Oh, but the magic is coming from beyond the groove.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
It is specifically on that point there.
Daves he'll sense the giant pool of magic in the middle of the room that he passed by,
This one here.
but he'll still continue to go towards the crystal,
Okay.
but then his sense of curiosity will get the better of him and he'll start moving back down
Sure.
towards
Yeah,
the
you
center of
walked
the room.
directly through this one earlier.
And I'll stand pretty much feeling around pretty much to where the strongest point is, and I'll just kind of stand right in the center of it.
All right, you're gonna stand right in the center of it, so we'll put you right there.
Am I able to detect what kind of school it is, or
Sure.
is it just some ancient
with-
kind of magic that I can't detect?
Well, you would know that this is teleportation magic.
Hmm.
That's one of the things that Lumi wanted to locate object for. A teleportation circle.
If I look on the ground, do I notice any sort of runes or markings in the ground
No.
to signify like a teleportation circle? Okay.
The floor is flawless.
So then, is it like latent, or is it like residual from like a recent teleport?
Latent is a great word for it. It is something that is in that area, but there are no markings of it. You can detect magic being there.
Okay, so it's more or less imbued within
Correct.
the ground.
And I will, for good measure, just go ahead and show you how big that is in the shape that is currently in. So, give me just a second here. The shape of that is like that big.
But
Yeah.
not those symbols, but just that size.
Oh, it's
Okay.
It's those symbols intact. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is like
Yeah.
this is on the ground.
Right. You can detect it, but you don't see it. Like you can
I'm going
feel
to-
the outline of it with your hand and your body, understanding that it's there. But as far as actually seeing it with your ocular,
Seeing it with my
sensors-
eyes,
right? You cannot see
there's
it.
nothing.
Correct. It's a
Deus will
tactile
just
thing.
quickly, yeah, Deus will whip out his notebook, just flip to a blank page, and sketch that kind of like symbol that he's feeling on the ground into his notebook,
Okay.
along with the other notes he's been taking with
Cool.
everything he's been seeing.
The one near the
I'll
entrance
shout-
is significantly smaller. The one near the entrance is only 10 feet wide. And the one on the other side of the groove up at the top is also only 10 feet wide.
I'll broadcast this to the group, kind of. I'll guess like I'll shout it. There's
I'm going to take 90
shouting
seconds
out.
while you guys are peeking this. I'll be right back.
This is the ground here. The floor is flawless, but in an 8, almost, it seems like a teleportation field is in the center of this room. Almost as if it was used to leave here and perhaps reach other places. There are other fonts within this room. And I'll just shout that out.
Does that worry you that it wasn't used to leave and people are going to be coming here?
I don't know what any of this means.
It means that perhaps at one point this room along with the crystal was used to conduct some sort of ritual, or perhaps this was a meeting place. I can only imagine as such if people were, or individuals were teleporting into here or out.
I mean, it kind of looked like a cathedral or a temple, so maybe people just came here for worship.
Perhaps.
All right, I am back.
Welcome
Breezy,
back.
do you want to go find those books?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure at this point the spell has already worn off, but they were in this direction. The
Yes.
books.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
she's gonna start heading over towards them.
Okay.
She's being careful. She doesn't want to like run headlong into a room full of angry golems, but
Of course.
so
She's
she's
in that
gonna be a little cautious because she doesn't know what's around here.
Okay. There was one other thing I need to cover. Was Luminostra was casting Identify on the crystal.
That's correct.
And you were casting Identify on the crystal up above, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, yes. The picture on the previous. I don't know. Yeah, up above.
Okay,
She'll
so you're
go
going to
for it.
touch it.
She. As part of the Identify, it does require you to touch the item. So yeah.
All right. Luminostra, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. And a critical fail.
Okay, so as the massive electrical charge bursts into your body, you're going to suffer 38 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
As you touch
Oh my God.
the source of the power of the city.
Let me do the damage to myself.
Good God.
And that was lucky too. Shit.
Jesus.
Well, actually,
I
no,
have
that was
to
actually above average.
refresh my
10d6,
screen.
so that should be like 40. Yeah, that's around right.
So,
I had to refresh my browser.
and
Yeah,
you
I'm
will
shocked.
gain the knowledge that this is the power source that once powered the entire city of Akru.
I hear
So she would be here, right?
I was about to say, do we hear Lumi
Eric.
get
Yeah.
barbecued?
Yeah,
in
do
electrical
we,
It's
do,
current?
like
do we
a
hear
bug
do we hear the
zapper.
bug zapper go off? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys
Just
don't know
sound
if you
weird.
would have seen it.
There's an arc, and Luminostra is silhouetted for just a moment.
It's
Mm,
cartoon, like you
God.
see skeleton bones and everything.
What does a
Oh,
fairy skeleton look like?
It's like a
not
normal
yet.
skeleton, but then there's wing bones, even though there's no wing bones.
She goes back
Okay.
and she will kill herself a bit.
Okay.
Got another 3 points of HP. And looking at one of the, she does have potions, but only a few. And
If only
We
you
don't
had
have
a
many
familiar
potions
you could
left.
cast touch spells through.
Yeah, Breezy. Yeah, did we
I-
hear the bzzz
Oh
and
yeah,
the
yeah, absolutely.
yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, is Lumi's hair standing up now? Like she's just absolutely cooked.
it's a good point. I mean, identify
Really?
is a touch spell.
Lumi, is your hair on end? Do you look like
Yeah, it would
Einstein?
be. No, she is not looking very well.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Your friends come in your direction to look to assist you.
She's like shaking a little bit. She point, don't touch that crystal, and you can see her hand. It's like she's trying to actually like move her hand a little bit because it's like almost clawed senses. You know when you touch.
I knew something like this was gonna happen.
You got the pins and needles?
Yeah, the pins and needles.
Ugh, I
Um,
hate that feeling.
so I need to use this. I use the spell to use another. She'll use this again. To get another 6. And she's very damaged, but looking better after she casting her spells. Yeah, it's a good point in terms of I don't know. You guys were doing something, and she's like, I wanted to see what it was, and that big crystal is the power source of the city. And I found that the hard way. And then she looks at the control.
Huh?
So this most likely how you control the flow of energy. What do you guys and what do you want to do? Are you still looking for the automaton?
Well, Breezy's
we
gonna
were-
try to determine if this is like a sliding on-off switch, so like this is off and like this is full power.
Roll an
I
Arcana
would-
check.
Like
Oh, sorry,
are there any
investigation. Not Arcana, but investigation.
investigation? Okay.
Yes, please.
Man, I've been rolling good on these.
Okay. As you investigate it very carefully, you look down into the groove and you can see that this handle is on a long lever that could be moved from one side to the other. As to what it does, it's impossible to tell from just looking at this.
Well, she's gonna look at Lumi and just say, well, if that's the thing that's powering the entire city, and this is some sort of control lever in front of
I
it, it's
wouldn't
logical
touch
to
it.
assume that it's something that controls the flow of power in the city. So if
I-
we flick this on, it may turn on every golem in the city.
Or explode. We
Or
don't know.
Yeah,
We
Well,
should leave it
I
as
want to flick it, but I'm gonna flick it later. There's a bunch of books over here, though. Maybe they have answers. Maybe they have an instruction manual. Come on, Lumi.
Yeah, I'll go with you guys.
While Deuce is
And
currently tracing magic circles that he can't
Yeah.
see. Alright, so Breezy's leading
Go
the
back.
way towards that other hallway. You guys want to go over there?
Yeah,
well-
she's gonna be waiting like impatiently for the others.
Well, Lumi almost got herself killed. No.
Yeah, she almost did.
No. Breezy probably is next on the list here.
No, of course not. That's why you guys are gonna go first.
No, about that. No. No.
But you're big and strong. Or I'm sorry, you're little and strong, Jimmy.
Listen. Well, I mean, I'll look down the hallway first, but you're touching anything that comes across, because if it's gonna blow you up like it did to Lumi, I want no part of it. Jimmy will take a step in front.
Breezy will think about that, and she'll offer her hand in a handshake. Deal.
Jimmy, we'll give the handshake.
All right, go. You go first. She's behind him. She's like just gently nudging him forward.
Okay. Deuce, Tomo, Lumi, are you guys going to be joining them? Or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, Tomo's just gonna kind of put a hand on Lumi's back and just be like, "Stay close, Lumi."
Yeah. She's still a little bit disorientated from
Yes.
the shock, and she will follow.
Yeah, he'll
you
just
guys.
kind of like guide her over.
We gotta wait for Deuce. He's drawing things or
Yeah,
writing.
Deus
things
will shout to the group. You all go on ahead. I want to investigate these fonts of magic in the room. And he'll go towards that smaller one that you mentioned towards the entrance.
Okay.
All right, seems like a terrible idea, but I'm not your dad.
No, there's
You don't
no
know
rush.
that?
We can wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah, I think we should wait.
How
We don't know
long?
where we're at,
How long do you guys
and,
want to wait?
well, Breezy will just sit on this rock while she waits for Deus to do his poking around.
Does her tapping foot, because I know it's got to be there, does her tapping foot, is it loud enough to hear in the chamber?
I mean, we're all kind of talking, and everyone's moving around.
All right, so she's not
Lumi,
impatient.
Also, it is a very big chamber, so maybe.
Okay.
Lumi will take a stone from this from the rubble in this
Okay.
building and pocket it as well.
Cool.
Does anyone else think it's weird that Lumi takes rocks everywhere we go?
No, rocks are a very important part of knowledge.
Yeah,
Well,
but she just pockets them. She doesn't really look at them.
Well, no, it's there's this there is a mental disorder called hoarding.
Is that what her sanctum's for?
Especially if
I mean,
magic, hoarding.
Presumably, some people have compulsions that they can't help, and Lumi has to grab a rock from every place she visits.
That makes a lot of sense.
She
I think
She
she has
writes
a
on
lot
them
of
with a
attention to
Sharpie, name, location, date.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure she has some sort of categorization system in her sanctum.
The thing is, I know someone who does this in real life.
It's like scrapbooking, but with rocks.
Yes, he's a geologist.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, it's his job.
No, like he's a geologist for his job, but his hobby is also geology. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. Like if he goes to a rest stop on the freeway, he picks up a rock.
She will be she would have done, and then she will be resting if it's a long enough time of you doing your stuff. She would have taken a short rest.
Okay.
See if
What are
I
we
can get
waiting
some-
on exactly?
Deuce
Like I know
is
that
tracing
Deus is
Theo.
doing.
the arcane symbol that he can
Yeah, I'm
detect.
I'm just
Okay.
just checking out the different
Yep.
little pools of magic. There's one in the middle, and then there's one. by the
would
entrance.
have been done doing that for at least 20 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Now, would you go around the room, or are you just detecting the 3 that you've done?
I'm just checking out the 3 that I pooled, and then I'll go with the group.
Awesome.
Lumi
then-
would have done a short rest then.
That's fine. So you
get
guys
some help
can
there.
give them the benefits of a short rest.
Um,
Everyone
do you-
except for Deus, who has been
Yep.
working the whole damn time.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get any benefits, maybe other than a
Understood.
hit dice, but
But
I'm chilling.
absolutely, eat a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah, I'll pop some spicy Cheetos, just symbols, magic.
Not spicy
yeah.
Cheetos. Those things are an affront to nature. But
I love
Oh, you
spicy
didn't do
Cheetos.
the,
I know I'm wrong, but I will continue to be wrong.
I'm more of a
Hey,
hot
John.
fries. Dave is more of a hot fries guy. Get some Andy caps in there.
Okay,
I-
cool.
But yeah, still check out this little
Awesome.
font that's like over here, wherever it is.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
If you want to
Thanks,
mark
man.
them, I can go ahead and show you where they are, and you can draw on the map. Would that help you?
Yes, because I know the middle one was there, and then you said the one by the entrance was like,
Those are there.
yeah. So then
And then
I'll go to
that,
that
one's
one.
there. So if you want to draw them on the map, so you have them for later, great.
I'll just do a little X there.
Okay.
So I'll do that one, and then I gotta move myself so I can see the other ones. So there's that one there. And then where's the last one at? So if
Up
you could
next
just ping
to
it
the
so I can
Switch,
move up next to the Switch. Okay.
but not the Nintendo.
Yeah. And then that
Because the
one
Nintendo
is
Switch is something completely different.
there. Okay. And then I'll move back down to the bottom one.
All right.
And then I'll check that one out. And then I'll check the last one out after we are.
You've marked all 3 of them.
Yep. So I'll check out this one, and then I'm sure we'll come back into this room maybe
Awesome.
later.
I just as a heads up, Eric, if we were going to
Sure.
short rest, was going to use my channel divinity to regain a spell slot.
Sure.
Since then I get my channel divinity back on a
Of course.
short rest.
That's a good call. Awesome. Cool. So Deuce has finished researching these circles. He's marked them on the floor. I assume with chalk or something. Do you have chalk in your character sheet?
I think I have charcoal, so I'll just use
Okay,
that.
charcoal. Charcoal makes great marks on floors. Just saying.
Am I able to detect anything from this one at the entrance, or is it similar to the one in the middle?
Very similar.
Okay.
Slightly different in the
So-
arcane writings, but
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. Other than that, they are.
Let
similar
me
matches.
look
I'll
at
just scribble that
Gallifrey.
down and then start heading back.
Gallifrey, let me borrow your eyes for a second,
Meow.
and I'll use his senses. And do I see anything in the room, as he can detect invisibility?
He can see a variety of things in the room. All of them magical. And do you want me to share this with everybody?
No.
No? Okay. So 1 second. Let me go ahead and set it up so that only you can see this.
Okay. I mean, it would be easier for you to share it with everybody.
Okay.
If it is easy, just do that. Lumi would have
Um,
explained it to people.
Actually, I don't want to show it to everybody.
Okay, just show it to me then.
Okay, so give me just a moment to get it set up so I can show it to you. Because this is actually kind of to be able to show off. So
Very
make sure I
nice.
do this right. So goodness. All right. It's going to take a lot of setup to do. So I will tell you that in the room there are a whole bunch of magic circles all around the room.
Yeah.
And the magic circles are inactive at the moment.
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
May have something to do with that control rod.
Lumi, and I'm gonna give her like a look around over Tomo and anybody, all of the entire team, to see if I see any sensors or scrying around them.
You do not see any scrying going on around them, but I will tell you that there is a small 5-foot magic circle right here.
Yeah.
There's another one that matches it here, and I think there's another one up here that is in range for him to see.
Okay, so it'll be one here. You said one here, right? And then where
One
where was
here.
the other one? Yep.
And then one right here. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Those are the other ones in range. He would see the glimmer of this one as well, but that one's already marked.
Yeah, of course. And Lumi will stop using his senses, thanking him telepathically, and she will. This entire temple seems to be covered with inactive teleportation circles. Not just the ones you've seen, and I mean, and would it be accurate for me to say that is pretty much almost the entire area is covered in
Not
in
covered,
circles.
but they're sparsely around the room.
Yeah, she says there's several more, and then
Yes.
she points in this 5-foot square here that there is one right there.
Daves will hear this and he'll hear you and start jotting this down
Okay.
alongside all the etchings he's made.
Cool.
And she turns to Gallifrey and telepathically says, if you see anything else, I know this is difficult for you because it's almost like me asking you to tell me if you see something that I haven't seen, even though you don't know how it is to see through my senses. But anything weird, just let me know, will you?
He tells you, but I see an elf who likes to drink. I see a weird little girl who likes to fall down. I see a guy who likes to take notes, and a bugbear, a fearsome bugbear who follows you around, and a grumpy old man who thinks that you're out to get him. And they talked to you, Lumi. They talked to you.
They do, don't they?
Oh,
Would you rather
you know
be?
about them.
I do. I do. I do see them too. It is not just
Oh,
you. It's
fine.
not an
Okay.
hallucination.
Oh, well, I thought they were invisible because I see them as normal.
Uh,
Don't
no,
you?
they are not. I do see them.
Oh,
I just don't see. Anyway, if you see something else,
It's hard for him to know what you can and can't see. It's
I
impossible for
know.
him to know that.
I know. This is why I said it to him. It's like we're gonna have to work on this, I think. But if you see any magical sensors, anything, let me know.
Right.
Any creatures that is seeing the anything or creatures that is seeing that none of us have noticed yet.
He rolls his eyes at you. Sure. He's gonna have no idea what you have and have not seen. You do not get a permanent see invisibility, detect baddies.
No, of
thing.
course not. I know, I agree. And this is fine. I'm happy with it. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
anyway,
nice
shall
try,
we
though.
move to the other room?
Nice
Well-
try.
We're not going through that room soon. You guys know that I'm going to go pull that lever. So are we going?
Yeah, I prefer
Okay,
if we
so
didn't
you guys
pull that
go-
lever.
So you guys go into the next
Yeah.
room? Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Breezy's going into the next.
Cool. So you go into
Merlot is threatening. If we don't leave, I'm going to do something really stupid.
You guys go into the hallway, and in the hallway you can see an open door at the end of the hall that leads to a study. The study looks like this. You guys want to go
There's
inside?
all your books.
Well,
You can really-
Breezy's worried that this is too good to be true. She's naive, but she's not that naive. She is going to check to make sure there's no like booby traps.
Okay.
So you're
There
going
aren't,
into
there
the
aren't any.
room.
She's going to run in.
Okay. As you run in, you will hear a voice. Greetings. Welcome to the librarium. How can I be of assistance? The figure stands 6 feet tall and is metallic. There are glints of stars in the surface of its armor, and it looks at you with a kind expression.
Jimroli's very fascinated. He runs up like kind of close by and he kind of kneels down. And he's just like taking it all in. He's just like, oh no, just stand there for a minute. And he's just kind of like absorbing the craftsmanship of it.
Breezy is going to look at the automaton and just ask her, "Can I read these books?"
You may read the books, but you may not remove them from the study.
Thank you. And as she is going to go over and start reading, she's going to pick one off the shelf and start reading it. She's going to be listening to whatever they ask the others, but she's going to also be multitasking and reading this book, whatever it is.
Cool.
Who are you?
I am the ethereal archivist. Nice to make your acquaintance. Welcome to the archive. All that's left of it, I'm afraid.
What is the archive of?
The archive of Akru. These are the genealogies and various stories that have been collected from the various houses throughout Akru over the thousands of years that Akru has been lying dormant. This is the collection of knowledge that remains.
These originated from. Is this books the one? Have you collected books from the other places in Akru, or is this just the books that existed here?
These are the books collected from the various residences and businesses throughout Akru.
I'm Luminastra, by the way. It is a pleasure to meet you. And I'm speaking in Celestial when I'm talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is speaking in common. No,
Is he? Oh,
Ether.
Okay.
Archivist.
okay. Then I'm speaking common. Are you the automaton that's been collecting arcane power cores from the other machines?
Inquiry into operational status. Affirmative. I've been repairing my systems to ensure functionality and maintenance of the archive. Archive is of utmost importance and will be protected.
I couldn't agree more. Have you encountered any resistance in the city? Anyone trying to stopping you from fulfilling your commands?
Inquiry unclear. Resistance is futile.
What does?
Okay, 7 of 9. Um, Breezy will just ask.
Sometimes.
Breezy will ask. So, were you around when the Sky City fell?
Affirmative.
What happened?
Akru was under attack by a variety of sources. Primarily, elementals from the surface were lobbed and thrown by great machines into the sky, impacting upon the surface and underside of Akru. They burrowed up from beneath and compromised several of the bounding shards. The remaining one remains here in the Citadel. The archives contain records of the lives of the people that came before, as when the Sky Island fell, when Akru descended and was crushed beneath the other, they died.
Do you know the name of the other city that fell on top of Akru?
I do not. I have not been able to gain access to their archives.
Where? You said the other bounding shards here in the Citadel. Where at?
The remaining crystal remains in the room next to us. It is protected by an energy field that powers the city.
Oh, and what is, like, the room we just came for? That lever do?
The lever activates the guardian systems to ensure that the crystals are not stolen. Should the lever be activated all the way, the protection of the bounding shard will be removed. Access will be granted, and it can be transplanted to another location.
No. Yeah,
Um,
Marlo, don't touch that lever until we're ready.
and we mean by ready to understand about the city and the things learn from
And
here.
where does we found some like teleportation circles in there? Where do those lead?
They lead to the room, the antechamber of the crystals.
And
Okay.
what is held on the antechamber?
Currently, the power source, the crystals that power the city and protect the bounding shard.
Understood. While you searched the city for tomes and books and everything else, did you collected all the books that you could find, or only the ones that were related to the story of the citizens and etc.?
All the books that remain in the city that I have been able to discover are in the archives. These are the
Understood.
collected diaries, novels, nonfiction, reference books, and other tomes of literature that existed within the bounds of Akru. Anything that exists beyond is not my forte, and is not my responsibility. These are
Understood.
all of the books that I've been able to find in Akru over the past 2,000 years.
Do you have a map of the city as it once stood
It considers
in your
me,
archive?
it considers and processes. Affirmative. And it will go over and
Mhm.
retrieve a map for you. And this is something I will need to actually get for you.
That is fine, no problem.
Okay?
And Lomi said, I will study this. The assumption is that we can't take anything out of this archive out of the archive. Is that correct?
Affirmative.
Including this map.
You may take the knowledge and yourselves, anything you have brought within. However, the archives must remain.
Are you able to make copies of some of the tomes and maps, etc.? Or Are we allowed to make copies of them?
Copies are permissible.
Okay.
I like it. What's your name? Oh, well, she already told the ethereal. Do you have a name other than the etheric? I'm sorry. What was it? It was the
Ethereal Archivist.
yeah, the ethereal. Or it says Aether Archivist, where he posted it. Is it Aether or ethereal?
It's Aether, not ethereal. She.
Oh, Aether.
It is
Okay.
very
Sorry.
solid. It is not
Yeah.
an ethereal thing. It's Aether Archivist.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you have any other? Oh, excuse me. Designation other than Aether Archivist?
Long ago, my designation was Janet.
Janet, were you always an automaton?
Yes.
As opposed to what?
It's just you said your designation used to be Janet. Who named you Janet?
The original librarian.
Yeah, the
She
light.
died.
Oh.
And what was his name?
His name. Grab that.
What was his wife's name, Eric? Come on,
Uh,
snap, snap.
His name was
I am-
Annabelle. His wife's name. Because they have this was
Hello.
Rachel.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I've got it.
What was his third cousin twice removed's name?
That
huh?
one I don't have. I'm sorry. I got you guys lore. You guys want lore? We got lore. However, there's
That's
some
it.
extremes in
Immersion
there.
is
It's like,
broken.
Jimmy's just
I don't.
all this.
I will tell you
Oh, go
for
ahead.
a fact that if I needed to find out who my third cousin twice removed is, I could do it because my aunt has that information.
Oh yeah,
However,
yeah.
I do
Everyone
not.
has that one aunt who keeps track of all that stuff.
Yeah, it goes back. I think to like. I think she's got it all the way back to the 1400s. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jimmy's still just meticulously inspecting Janet.
They are not
Trying to
taking
get-
any offense to this at all. Like,
He's not touching, but he's getting very close, trying to look at like any sort of hammer marks he can see or anything like that. You know, he's trying to see like, was this actually made by hand or did they have some sort of crazy magical contraptions that created this? He's kind of muttering to himself as
roll
he
your investigation check, sir.
good old negative int.
With a 12, you can see the faintest signs of hammer marks. This is a constructed being that was made by hand by somebody, but it is exceedingly fine craftsmanship, and you're unable to tell how it was made, but you can tell that it was made. It's like
Yeah.
someone who's not real familiar with creating a car. When you look at it, you can see where someone put a wrench, but you have no idea
Yeah.
how to build it.
Generally,
What?
no, nothing. You seem very curious about. Would you rather be called Janet or Aether the Archivist?
I respond to both. I have no preference.
Why don't you ask Janet about her creator?
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten that far yet. I want to take a look first.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
weird. I don't know. Hey, Lumi, what about your creator?
Oh,
It's just kind of awkward to ask,
Understood.
you know?
He's some guy
No.
overseas. It's okay.
Yeah.
Got a nice
It's
beard.
just It's just kind of awkward to ask. But Jimmy will stand up and be like, is there any books here about your creation or the arts that created you?
Unfortunately, the archives regarding the ether construction have been destroyed in the factory.
Okay. You built the craftsmanship. The craftsmanship of your build is really quite intriguing.
Yes. Well,
Compliments are
When,
appreciated and will be passed to the creator should he ever return.
yeah. When the Janet mentions that that the loss of that knowledge, a deep pain strikes Breezy in the chest. Like she's reading her book and she actually like clutches her chest like she has heartburn or something. in a distracted motion, but she just says, "Janet, so what is in this library other than just genealogies and diaries?"
The combined works of all novels, nonfiction, reference materials that were collected from the residences and businesses of Akru.
Interesting. Okay. That bounding shard. So that big blue crystal is the bounding shard?
Negative. The large crystal in the antechamber consists of the power supply for Akru. The bounding shard is one of the cluster among it. The crystal has diminished in size over the years, and is currently much smaller than the cavernous space it once occupied.
And the bounding shard is within it.
It is part of the cluster next to the power crystal.
Do you have any? Do you have any information regarding the creation of the bounding shards within your archives,
Negative.
including anything related to an individual called Azalan?
Negative.
Do you have any desire to raise Akru again?
Desire is not part of my programming. I apologize, but I cannot answer that question.
Is
Does your
there?
program- Go ahead.
No, sorry, Mello. Please go on.
Does it only relate to keeping the archives?
The archives are the primary function of Janet. My job is to ensure that the archives are preserved and kept safe. All other aspects of my programming are towards that end. I'm trained in combat and defense of the archives.
Does removing the bounding shard harm the archives?
Negative.
So if we went to do that, you wouldn't stop us?
Affirmative. I would not stop you.
All right, see you guys.
Well, hold on, we're not. It's been there for 2,000 years, Merlot. It ain't going nowhere.
Do you have any information regarding the controls for the power source?
Affirmative.
Could you share the information with us, please, or point us to the correct volume or tone?
She looks at you, and her eyes flutter as she recalls the information as opposed to pointing to a book.
Oh, okay,
She doesn't
fine.
have a book to hand you.
Sure.
Activation protocol of bounding shard and power supply generator of Akru. Position 1. Inactive defenses. Power supply is at full power. Consumption is nominal, and everything is fine. Position 2. Primary guardians released. Power diminishes by 20%. Position 3. Additional guardians activated. Power reduced to 60%. Position 4. Additional guardians activated. Power reduced to 40%. Position 5. Additional guardians activated. And power reduced to 20%. Destruction of crystal is not permitted.
Understood. And how does the you said there was a, and she kind of holds her hand, remembering the electric shock that she receives. You said there was a field protecting the bounding shard?
Indeed. The power
Hold
crystal
up.
powering the city of Akru will protect the bounding shard for as long as it is above 20%.
Understood.
Alright, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna make sure Merlot doesn't activate the Guardians. I'll be right back. And Breezy's actually gonna sprint out after him.
As Merlot and Breezy walk out of the room, they'll walk past Tomo, who's been sitting in the doorway the whole time. kind of glancing up and down the hallways, and he's going to turn to Janet and say, I have a question. When was the last time someone other than us visited this archive?
2,000 years ago.
You know who he was?
It was the creator.
And what is the creator's name?
The creator's name is Anuel.
Oh, you're the Anuel, understood. And he was the creator of yourself or anything else?
Creator of many things. Primarily the archives of Akru.
Understood. And there's no reference within the archives through about Azalan or ritual tablets of Azalan, is there?
Not that I am familiar with.
Huh.
I have questions, but I can't ask them because I'm making sure Merlot doesn't kill us all.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you can see Tomo kind of like sighs and relaxes a bit at the answer that there hasn't been anybody here in 2,000 years, and he follows Merlot and Breezy out into the chamber.
Is there any information regarding the types of crystals that are used to create a bounding shard within the archives?
Bounding shards are natural occurring entities that must be infused with power. I am unfamiliar with how they would be created.
Then you have the map, and she could you show me in the map where the control crystal for controlling Akru lays?
She looks at you. I'm unfamiliar with such a topic.
The bounding shard lift the islands into the sky, correct?
Affirmative.
And there is a control crystal for the bounding shards. That's what I mean. Where is the control crystals for the bounding shards?
I'm unfamiliar with that topic.
Understood. Do you know anywhere else within the city where we could find individuals that wouldn't be, individual archives or places or things where information regarding this topic could be found?
Negative.
It is just me left in this room now.
You
Is
and
everybody?
Deuce?
The others is still here.
No, technically Jim Rowley's still there because I
Yes,
went
so-
AFK, and so I had not said I
Of
left
course,
yet.
yeah. Go on.
Breezy and Merlot ran out.
Breezy, Merlot, and Tomo have gone out into the other room.
Yeah. Is there any information regarding any teleportation circles in the city, in the archives?
Negative. All teleportation circles were erased during the assault of Akru.
Yeah, makes sense. And is there any tomes here that explain the fall of Akru, or at least the war, everything that happened during that war with the ground dwellers?
There are many archives and diaries that depict the survival of the people of Akru and the trials and tribulations that they underwent. There are even
Is any-
archives that describe the assault upon Akru.
Okay. As she looks at the others, we really. Thank you, Aether. We may come back again and request access to those items. Could you make a copy, or are you able to make a copy of the map if I were to provide you parchment and ink to do so?
I can't.
I will do that then. If you could do that for me, that would be very helpful.
Very well.
And she will, out of her pack, she'll pick up some parchment and leave her some ink. If he has ink and pen there.
Her ink is dried up hundreds of years ago.
So I will use my own, and I'll ask Aether or Janet if she can copy them up for me.
Very well. So she will copy it out, and I will get you the map.
which is fine. It's no problem.
Yeah.
I look at the others and it's like, should we go and see what the others are doing?
Deuce? Jim?
I'm gonna see what the others are doing.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any questions? There's a lorry
They-
up.
Listen. This
Yep.
is all for you people with big brains. Okay. My journey in life is protection of little people, and examining this very exquisite workmanship. I mean, look at this right here. Can you see the barely ding from the hammer? It's even after thousands of years. It's such a clean blow.
Yeah,
that
there will be
but-
books in here from the artisans, and people would have described some of these methods.
I
we
asked
could
already.
learn.
They said that they don't exist anymore.
Perhaps we, once we look at the map, we can see the location of the factory and go and look for it.
Listen. I'm fine going there. I'm just until when you're done, do whatever it is you're doing.
I think I am
Uh,
done for now. As soon as
okay.
this map is done, I think we need to. I will be joining the others.
Okay, I'll go with
It's
you
gonna
then.
take
Here,
her
I'm
an
gonna.
hour to do the map.
Really? Okay, then. I will leave the. I think
Not a
Deuce.
photocopier.
Yeah,
I
Deus is gonna
understand. Yeah.
Deus is gonna be kind of staying back in the archives. He'll turn to Janet and he'll look over the research charts and then walk towards Janet, saying, "Are you familiar with the term chronergy,
Affirmative.
the magic of time? Do you have any sort of research notes within the archive that pertain to this?
Affirmative.
Could you assist me in finding these research notes?"
Affirmative.
And then if Janet does, I'll follow Janet
You
to
asked if she
wherever.
could.
You didn't
Would
ask
you,
her to do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Would you be willing to show me the research notes?
Affirmative. She is willing.
You're still not asking the right way. She's currently
Could you show
answering
me?
you while she's making this.
Can you point or show me where they are,
Affirmative.
please?
And
Just give her a direct order, dude.
Dave's is like he's just so not used to giving orders. Show me where they are.
she will stand up, stop doing the map, and walk over to a series of books. And one of the books, she pulls it out and will show you the book.
I'll look at the book. What is it titled?
The book is titled The Ways and Means of Time.
Very nice.
Dave's will start to flip through the pages, reading the book.
It is bizarre, and the tenses of the sentences make no sense. It's almost unreadable because the words that are in here are jumbled. It's like this book itself was thrown through time when the person was writing it.
Which makes sense.
Can
Or
I
not sense.
attempt to cast ritual cast comprehend languages to decipher the book?
It's in common. You can read it. It just makes no sense.
Hmm.
I mean,
It'll turn-
It's the ravings
It
of
would
a
turn to-
madman messed with time.
yeah.
Would you like to
is there
look
an-
at the spine of it?
Is there an? Yes, I'll try to see if there's like an author's name or any sort of
This is gonna be beautiful. Go on.
Okay.
any sort of deciphering or just anything on the spine.
Sure. So, the name on the spine, let me get this right here, is,
It'll be funny if he says duels,
it
due
says
strong.
Mortz Used.
Would
You missed the
Dave
trick there.
recognize this name
Does he recognize
from his
this
previous
name?
studies?
Roll
Would
an
he
insight
recognize
check,
his name
sir.
from previous studies? Oh, I'm not good at these. Come on, come on, come on. That's a natural 1, so it's a 0.
That's
Ooh.
so much fun. So I'm going to grab my snipping tool. And
Yep,
you have
yep.
no idea who that is.
I'll write down the name Mortu said.
Okay?
And just continue to flip through the book. I'm assuming it's all just continued
It's
jarbles, any
gobbledygook.
sorts of. There's no like equations or numbers or figures or anything.
Oh, there are, but they make no sense and do not calculate properly.
Deus will write down some of the variables and symbols that he's unfamiliar with into his notes. He'll put the book back and turn
Sure.
back to Janet. Show me anything else
That is all.
regarding chronology. That's all. Do you know Mortu said?
Not much.
Was he a individual living amongst you and the people here?
Not the people here.
Do you know where he was from?
Negative.
Deus will grab the book back and just start scribbling, just writing as much, like, just writing phrases or key phrases that, although they're absolute nonsense,
Right.
anything that he can maybe understand or try to decipher, he'll scribble things down.
Okay. Cool. So you start taking notes. As you do so,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nonsense. Makes no sense whatsoever.
After he scribbles, he'll put the book back again, and
Okay.
for one last time, he'll turn to Janet. Do you know if chronology was used in the history of this place?
Affirmative.
How was it used?
Visitation.
Was it commonplace?
Negative.
Is this
Mortsu said used chronomancy to visit the archives prior to the fall of Akru.
he visited?
Interesting.
As in, he was not of this time.
Inquiry unclear.
Did you ever speak to him?
Yes.
Did he seem out of place or perhaps not of this time when you spoke to him?
Inquiry unclear.
Deus, would you be able to tell somebody was not of this time? I think you need to be a little bit more clear. Perhaps if he visited the archive before the fall, maybe he traveled to that time. That would be a safe assumption to be made.
When was the last time you spoke with him?
Just now.
Is that person, and Lumi
now.
points at Deus and say, is that him?
Affirmative.
Huh.
Deus will take a step back. His eyes are kind of like he's very wide-eyed, and he's
Please roll
How
Almost
many
dark, I think.
times?
what kind of
Pardon?
hand?
Juice. Insight check, please.
Could be an 8.
With an 8, Dustrum is Dustrum. The
Yes.
name Mortz Used is an anagram.
It's an anagram, yeah. That's what I guessed. How many times? And then Lomi looking at Janet and the Deuce and says, "How many times has Mort how many times has Mort visited the library?
Twice.
Counting twice. She looks back at you, those. That book is your book. You wrote them. You wrote those
They-
sentences. Now that
Reverend
is
Janet.
interesting.
May I take this book?
Affirmative.
If
It
it
was
is I who wrote it, perhaps only I could learn to understand it.
Has this book been here since his last visit?
Affirmative.
Hmm. So, Juice, you really should take the book.
He'll pocket the book, and then he'll go to Janet. When was the last time before this that Mort, I was here?
2,400 years ago, prior to the fall of Akru.
Chirilla starts coughing.
You time wizards are a funny lot. Did Mortis leave any instructions with you in his
Negative.
last visit? Oh, and what were? And Lumi's just asking questions, and and it's just like, and what topics did Mortis inquired with you while he was here in his last visit, excluding this visit now?
Where I could place his book so that it would be easily found in the future.
Was there anything else he asked, or was it primarily that you were to take care of his book?
That he would initiate the archives of Akru.
And what does it mean to initiate the archives of Akru?
This is the first book of the archives of Akru.
Oh,
So
so that was the first ever book of this archive.
Affirmative. The librarians who came after formed the rest of the archives and constructed
Understood.
me.
So he were here and still looking at you, Dil. She goes, so he was here for a while then, even through your construction.
Negative. He departed after initiating the archive by placing one book upon the shelf.
Understood.
The rest of the books have been collected in reverence and following the instructions of Deuce Strong, also known as Mort Suset.
You even got another name?
Well, Morts, who said, as she said.
Deus is like almost like is pretty much in a state of shock. Just standing there looking at this book that he wrote at some point. And when I started this archive, I meet your creator, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Were we friends?
Affirmative.
Manuel.
I was here, but
You were.
I have no recollection.
Well, perhaps you haven't. And then she stops and looks at you. In your timeline, you haven't been here yet. In our past. Perhaps it's ahead in your future. I wonder. Deuce? Who would you? Why don't you put a Why don't you write that book? Why don't you put a dedication in the last page Something written for yourself.
Actually, that's a good idea. I will turn to the last page. Is there anything written in my handwriting there?
There is.
What does it say?
Can't read it.
You can't read it. Look.
When I first came here, was I older? Visibly.
Unclear.
Did I appear older? My features changed with the passage of time.
Unclear. Please define expectation of answer.
Did he look?
Did I look older than I am now? When I first met you and started this archive.
Affirmative.
Then I figured it out. He's gonna shut the book and he's gonna put it in his bag. He will turn towards Janet. Thank you. This could be the answer to many things. And he's gonna start to walk out, and he is just like 1,000 yards staring, not just past everyone. And
Yeah.
you can see his hands are like twitching as he's walking out.
Lumi looks at you, Jim Rowley, and say, "Well, imagine meeting yourself. What would you say if you met yourself, Jim Rowley? A younger version of yourself."
I tell him to get out of the cave.
I agree.
But
Or
this might be a little. You see, is like you can tell he's trying to think, and his brow is furrowed. You can almost see a vein in his head a little bit, but you can tell the hamster's dead. Like the wheel is kind of rusty and going as it tries to spin and bring a coherent thought, but that hamster is long dead, and he's just kind of staring at you dumbfounded, like he just couldn't even comprehend what he would do right there.
perhaps I can put it in a different way. If you could tell your young self to do something different, what would it be?
Well, okay. Well, when I was much younger, it was dinner time in the giant cave one night, and I had an opportunity to put some unknown bottles that they had brought back into their dinner. And I later found out that it was some sort of really strong, like a poison type thing. And I would have told younger me to put that in their dinner and kill them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I can see. I can see why. Then she turns to Janet and says, "Would you? I'll wait a copy of the map." And she looks back at. Well, I'll come back later to pick it up.
It's at that point that Janet's head dips. She's been powered down.
Power down. She doesn't have power. Oh, what happened?
Your insight check.
My insight check. Let me roll my insight check.
You can roll insight. Let's roll insight.
So with a 9, Jimmerly, and a 12, Luminastra, both of you can insight that the lever's just been pulled.
What?
Yeah,
I was literally there to keep him from doing that.
Okay, are you going to prevent them from doing it? All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I went there to keep him from pulling the lever because if we did,
Tomo, are you going to somehow be prevented from pulling the lever?
My plan when I walked out there was because I did know that Guardians would trigger, would be to hide and use my mage hand to knock it down 1.
Okay. Unfortunately, it does take
So
over
unless
5
she can-
pounds, so the mage hand won't be able
So
to
I
do
would have
it.
failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Like she will go so far as to create water to make a bunch of water, and then use shape water to freeze a block of ice around the lever to keep anybody from pulling it. Like,
okay, gonna weld it there with ice. Got it.
yeah, because because one, the guardians come out one level at a time, so if we're smart, we can just rest, beat the guardians, rest again, beat the guardians, and I'm pretty sure if we do all 5 at once, all of them would come at us and we would die horribly. So yeah, Breezy does not interested in getting that lever pulled. Like, we can pull that lever whenever we want.
All right.
Whenever we want.
So she does not deactivate. We'll retcon that. She does not deactivate because the lever.
Of course, that's fine. It's no
cooldowns.
problem. Yeah.
She will get your map.
Thank you.
Deuce goes out shell shocked.
Before he fully exits, though, he will turn around actually. One last thing. When I deposited the book here, did I leave any sort of key or form of translation to understand the book?
Negative. However, an object was left behind in the repository. And she's going to walk over to the wall safe that's obvious in the picture there.
Oh yeah. Couldn't tell.
And she
I
will
left my
open
screens
the
too big.
wall safe and withdraw a large metal box. It's a good 2 feet wide by 2 feet deep by about 5 inches thick.
Yep.
She lifts it effortlessly and brings it over where she will place it upon the desk. You can hear the desk creak a little bit when it's placed on there, as it is a very heavy box.
Dace will walk over to the box.
We all close. Yeah.
I left
Go
this behind?
Affirmative.
I'll inspect the box. Is it like a simple chest, or is it more like a sealed box with no
You're
visible
familiar
lock?
with the material called adamantine. Correct?
Oh, nice.
This is adamantine
yes,
plates
Deus would be.
in an adamantine frame, and there is a puzzle lock on it.
Does to anybody looking at it, have I seen anything like that before?
No.
Okay.
Deuce,
Yeah.
this appears to be a lock that you would have designed, but you have no idea how this works.
How big is this item?
It's like 2 feet
2
by
foot by 2 foot by 5 inches thick.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's pretty big.
so. Yeah, so even if I detect magic on it, I wouldn't be able to detect it because it's too thick.
Yeah.
I'll look up. Did I leave a key or cipher with the box?
Negative. You instructed that no one was to see or touch until you returned.
Use.
Did I say what was inside?
Negative. You were afraid that the contents would be revealed and someone would break in.
I will.
Was there
up
anything else in the safe?
No.
The one
should-
time I don't have knock prepared, dude.
Yeah, you should keep that. Oh well, those. You have us as at this. You had us and have us at disadvantage, but it seems that you may have the cipher you're looking at, and she looks at the book that's under your arms. You may have given yourself all of that you need.
Perhaps I have.
Oh, well, why would you make your life harder? Who's to say you're not here in the rafters of this place? And Lumi looks up, staring at us and laughing at yourself.
Okay, so
Did you have that kind of a...
you hear a smashing sound from the other room,
Yeah.
Breezy, Merlot is running up and smashing the ice.
What are you doing? Stop! Like you can hear her like whining. At
Deuce, Jimmy, you can all three hear this whining from the other room, and the
Oh,
smash
God.
of something.
Has the
Merlot, I'm almost out of spells. If we're gonna fight, we should rest first.
I thought we can't rest. We just took a nap.
Yeah, my spells. I don't get my spells back until tomorrow. Just hold your horses.
We're gonna wait till tomorrow?
Yes.
What are we gonna do tomorrow? Chunk, chunk, chunk.
I am loving that it is Breezy who's telling Mello to stop. It is great.
Well, yeah, because she's not stupid.
No, I
Yeah, there's gonna be a giant pack of guardians. She wants to be able to defend herself. I don't have. Let's see. Do I have? No, I don't.
quickly, I'll just if the thing finished the map or not,
Yes.
I will. It has finished. I'll take the map. Thank it to it.
She'll
And,
cast.
we will
She'll
go
cast.
outside.
She'll cast command on Merlot.
For 6 seconds, that might work.
Yeah,
Wisdom
no.
saving
Well,
throw, Merlot, for 6 seconds of inactivity.
All right.
oh, it's not working. It's the DC for this is
Less than a 20.
13.
He passed.
13. Yeah.
So Merlot,
Deus,
she's telling you to stop. You don't have to.
Deus
Yeah,
will-
it would be what is it? Wait, that was your wisdom save?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm proficient.
Oh,
with
paladin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till next
Deus-
level. Why, or you can't tell me to do anything.
I'm unstoppable.
Should
Deus
we
will
all
also
join
thank
the
and
others?
take the box
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Deuce is going to take the
Yeah.
box. Deuce, you need
Yeah,
help with
so-
the box.
Yeah,
Um,
I figured.
Deuce,
But he will thank Janet
Okay.
perhaps
like beyond belief.
Hmm. Would it fit in your bag, Deuce?
It would, but I would be slowed down.
Would you like me to put on my sanctum for you?
For the time being, I think it is better that I keep it with me.
Oh yeah, no problems. But if you need help, let me know.
Okay.
Of course. So what do I add this as? Just like
Big
Deus's
dancing box.
secret box?
Deus's secret box is a great description for this.
Yep.
And then how heavy are we thinking this is?
100
Just
pounds.
for Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's enough adamantine to make like a full plate mail out of.
That's like a full full set of plate out of that. I'll put it in my I have a chest, so I'll put it in the chest. But
Okay.
I am
You have a
Very
chest that you're
inconvenient.
carrying around?
actually no, it wouldn't fit in the chest because this is a small it's a traveler's kit chest.
Right.
So it would I mean technically
A
it can carry up to
2 foot by
300
2 foot
pounds.
box is a
But yeah.
huge box.
I'll carry it. I'll put it in. I'll rearrange my backpack
Uh-huh.
so that way the majority of it.
Do you want me to help you with that? As Lumi looks a little bit stressed with the mess that your backpack looks like. It's,
What a callback.
and
You're just
like,
no.
if you
Louis
put
just
more-
watching Deus just throw things out of his backpack and
No,
just throw them
no,
into
no.
a chest. Just
No,
willy-nilly.
don't put that. Not in that order. Do this one first. Like
And
in
he
that
just
corner there.
just slams the chest down.
Like, why? Like this feels so reminiscent of something.
And to pretty much more or less, the only thing in his backpack is his box
Okay. So your
and a quarterstaff
backpack
that's
is
popping out
now-
to the top.
Your backpack, just for the record, the sharp corners of this thing are going to poke into the corners of your backpack and tear over the next several days of moving around. So the corners of this box are going to stick out the corners of your backpack. As you're now going to have 8 holes in your backpack, but it will act like
Yeah.
a large strap for this box.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
So everything,
Dave's
everything that was in your backpack goes into your chest now, correct?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So I'm just gonna move.
And
all
yes,
this.
Tomo is correct. You guys can
move.
wait however long you guys want and take long rests and spend days and weeks doing things if you guys want. Now, whatever happens during those waits is up to you guys and the story. But we'll see
Yeah,
what happens. There's no
rush.
I just knew that we just did that about
Yeah.
like saying that we're gonna do nothing to get a long rest, so I didn't know if we could again.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
well-
absolutely take 23 hours unless something happens to just rest.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's
Smell the
been.
roses.
It's been.
I mean, yeah, it's been a few hours we've been exploring this place, but like, yeah, we need to get our spells back. Like, don't
we
worry,
could
we're gonna get the bounding stone. Just hold your horses.
I'm not hitting it yet. I'm listening, I'm hearing you out. But we could always just flip it once before we long rest, because I know that some of us have spell slots. That way, we're gonna not try and do 5 at once.
Well, we don't have to do 5 at once. I mean, I'll turn to the others and just say, also, I mean, if we cut off the power, we might be cutting off the power to everything.
Yes.
And we haven't finished
Well, we
exploring
are
yet.
not there. We're not there yet.
All right. So, are you guys done with Janet?
Yes.
Yes.
So you guys will return to the main chamber. Awesome.
We are returned to
Okay.
main chamber.
A
Yeah.
mental note. I
And
have
now we all
35
together.
speed, 30 speed now. You keep that as a mental note. Override. Just walking. 30 feet.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool.
And I'll just walk out, and then everyone else just sees Dave's walking out with this massive bulging backpack with box corners poking out of it.
That looks very uncomfortable.
What is Davis? What is that?
Oh,
It
that,
is something of mine from a time I do not know.
What?
is complicated, but Dales left that for himself in the library.
Oh wait, where was I gotta find the way means of time. I gotta add that to my equipment as well.
So wait, Breezy just thinks. Wait, so you're saying in the future he travels back to the past to give himself a box?
Maybe we don't know yet.
Well, why didn't he just give it to himself whenever he wanted? Why did he give it to himself 2,000 years before he would come here?
Well, I think if you had the foreknowledge of all of the things that happened, these you can only guess the reason why. Really, that might be a good reason why this thing did.
Also, does that mean if you die? Or does that mean if you die, the box is going to disappear because that means you don't travel back in time to give yourself the box?
Or he cannot
Perhaps it
die
would.
now. A paradox.
Well, if he can't die, then we should all leave, and then he could flip the switch by himself.
Yeah, just solo everything. Time's on my side now.
Maybe he came from the past and he had set that down there and didn't even realize that he's from the past and lost his memories in the time travel forward or something.
Oh yeah, maybe.
To the she doesn't mean to interrupt, but she's like, "What happened to the controls? Right, there's a block of ice in it."
Oh, I had to stop Merlot from touching it.
Oh,
Oh yeah. By the way, I have to mark off the create water because that's the first level spell.
How is Breezy going to complain about not having spells when she's wasting spells?
I mean,
Waste is a strong word there, Merlot. In this case.
It didn't stop me. Put my hand back on the lever. But
Well, she's frozen the mechanism, so even if you try to like shove it, you have to shove through like 5 feet of ice.
Would he
I
hack
cast
away at it?
destroy water on the ice.
Do you have
Oh wait, oh you shit, yeah, is that a spell? I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Destroy water. He's got
Oh
it.
yeah, it is create. Yeah, it is create or destroy water. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Man.
yeah.
You guys
Yes.
can be the death of me. Maybe that's why I should go back in time and tell him.
But she's frozen it, so would it count?
Yeah, it's still
Is
water.
it ice or okay? It's still
Ice
water.
is
Okay.
water, yes.
All right. So. Okay.
I'm gonna tell my past self to never get involved with you guys.
You know, so
That's why
as
I'm
they
gonna stay
have their
alive.
Wizards duel. I think that's a great spot for us to go ahead and break for today, because I know Tomo has to go here in just a few moments. So
Of course, yeah.
we will come back next week, get you guys to figure out how you want to do the rest here. Do you guys want to throw the lever next week, or do we want to take the long rest now and can gloss over it next week?
I mean, we can just take a long rest now, and then next week
Okay.
pick up from there.
Cool. All right, so as long as Merlot's not throwing the lever before you guys take your entire day of relaxing in this place. Cool?
Yep.
Yeah, I would want to, but I don't want to upset everybody.
Okay.
I'm not an
You're
asshole.
not
but-
upsetting anyone. What are you talking
No,
about?
no one's getting upset.
Merlo.
No,
It is fine.
If you guys have played
Yeah,
any of the Dark
agent.
Souls games or Skyrim or anything like that, this is basically wait till morning.
Yep.
So that's all you're doing. So we're just going to go ahead and let you guys get a long rest. And we'll come back next week and activate the lever in the center of Akru. That's where we'll pick up Beneath Fallen Skies next week.